Very good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am able to hear you.
Okay. You just wait for a few minutes. The students yet to join in the class as well. Are you sure this is in 2 minutes, no? Neeraj, 1.5 page. Okay, let's begin. Where's Saurabh? Saurabh will not come. Next time we are going to have this punishment. Anyone who comes beyond, chalo, I'll give you 10 minutes. 9, 10 ke baad koi aayega, you have to sing a song. Seriously. Okay. Very good morning, all. Good morning, Gauri, Nikita, Pratiksha.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. See, I guess they have logged on time. You all have also come on time. So next time, there's a punishment next time, of course, for the students in the class. Anyone who comes beyond 9, 10 has to sing a song. So that's, I told you, the first step of soft skills. Be punctual, right? And it's again a disrespect for those who actually come on time. Sometimes take emergency, it's fine, that's okay, but don't make it a habit. That's important. Okay, so yes, Nikita, Pratiksha, Gauri, are you all ready with your elevator pitches?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Gauri, Nikita, Pratiksha, I hope you're all the part of that WhatsApp group, right? So what you can do is either you can type in the elevator pitch, or if you've written on a piece of paper, you can just send me a screenshot on the WhatsApp group itself. All right. Either on the group or it's your choice. You can send me personally also. You've added everyone, no? Wow, and still only so many. Oh. Put a message there. Okay, so yes, Nikita, Pratiksha, Gauri, after the end of the class, either you can just send a screenshot, but make sure that the picture is clear enough. I should be able to read it. Otherwise, if you've typed it out, then you can send it to me on WhatsApp on personal window. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, se kaam nahi chalega. I just told them from next time, anyone who comes beyond 9, 10. Okay, chalo, 10 minutes, I'm giving you grace. Has to sing a song. Has to sing a song. Next time, say. Okay. I hope you all are ready with your elevator pitches. Afterwards, just give me on a piece of paper. They've just given me. Okay. And I hope all of you all have taken a printout and made a booklet. You better do it next time, because Wednesday I'm going to take the books and today I'm going to give you the homework. You have a good 4 days. All right. So, yes, let's begin. But before going ahead, let's have a quick recap of the previous day's session. That means Wednesday's session. Any sort of takeaways, any sort of learnings? Come on, before we go on to today's session, then I'll tell you what we're going to do today. A quick recap of yesterday's Wednesday's session. Come on. Soft skills are as important as technical skills. Okay. Yes, you have to speak in the interest of the opposite person. Okay. What else? Come on, Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, Uma, good morning. Uma, make sure you join by 9 o'clock. Otherwise, there's a punishment for even online students. If anyone joins after 9, 10, he or she has to sing the song. Here, I should make this rule only now. Everyone just walking in anytime. Yes. So my question to all of y'all, online guys, you can also answer, either you can type in the chat box also. What are your takeaways from Wednesday session? Benefit of the other person, yes. What else? Strengths, weaknesses, yes. We did SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses. Okay, so now we are going to work on the weaknesses. All right. What else? Be confident in what you say. All right. What else? Focusing on our goals. Absolutely true. All right. What else? Of? Yes. The elevator pitch, it's important because that is going to set your first impression. Okay. What else? Yes, it's all about communication, right? Especially for analysts. Okay, you need to make the other, your clients understand what exactly are you doing and how you're going to benefit by, you know, researching and analyzing their data, right? So that's why the communication part is very, very important. Absolutely, there's a balance of soft skills and communication skill, technical skills. That's very important. Okay. Focus on soft skills. Yes, Gauri, absolutely true. What else? What else? Okay. So, of course, what we have been discussing, that's one thing. But I also want you to share what all you have started to apply from Wednesday. On whatever I've told, what have you started to apply? Speaking in English, I guess a couple of y'all are staying together, right? And especially in the class, try to speak in English. You have to step out of your comfort zone, right? Doesn't matter, thoda idhar udhar grammatical errors hota hai, it's okay. What the interviewers are looking for is your confidence, and at least the basics of English you know and you can understand, all right? So it's okay, of course, you know, overnight nahi hoga, but definitely. What else? Okay, one thing I would like to recommend all of y'all, you can write this down. Have you heard about this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Read the book? Okay, please write it down. I want you to buy that book today itself, either from Amazon or Jate Jate ye FC Road. You can bargain the book also if you're taking in bulk. You can tell him to reduce the price also. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, you also please write this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. S-T-E-P-H-E-N. Stephen Covey. Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N C-O-V-E-Y. Stephen Covey. Okay. Invest in that book today itself and try to finish that book in 20 days. All right. 2 things. One, of course, that will help you to practice English because you're reading English. Okay. And any different words or any new words you find in your book, there are some vocabulary pages, right? So you can write those words there as well. So that's a very good habit if you want to improve your English. The moment you read something or if you're listening to any sort of podcast, you come across a new word, quickly write it down. Okay, so I guess there are some extra pages in your workbook also. All right, that's why just keep it handy and you can note it down. Okay, so that will help you to improve English. That's one. Secondly, why I'm recommending this book is because these 7 habits of what the author has shared, those habits are extremely powerful in terms of developing your soft skills. All right. In fact, a lot of corporates are using these. Basically, these are strategies is what the author says. But if he says that you make it as your habits, your entire personality can change in terms of personal or even professional, right? So I'll just give you a gist of this 7 habits. First 3 habits, he says it's all about self-development. The first habit is all about being proactive. Proactive means it's, you don't have to be reactive. You have to think before you take any decision. So very good soft skills for decision making and problem solving. Okay, that's one. Second habit, it's all about goal setting. How do you plan your goals and how do you need to achieve those? Third is about the time management. Basically, what is it? What's the prioritization? I guess I forgot the name of the habit. Put first things first. So that means prioritization. So he speaks all about time management and how do you need to plan your tasks, all of that. Okay. If you must have seen, there's a time management matrix in your book, right? So I'm just going to give a gist of that as well, because it's a very, very powerful tool, which again, as I said, a lot of corporates are using, and we are also introducing these in schools and colleges also. These 7 habits, very, very powerful habits. You can use it the way you want it, right? So that's why I'm highly recommending this book, and I want you to read this book in these next 20 days. All right. So it's all about time management. The next 3 habits, 4th, 5th, 6th, is what he says. It's all about interpersonal relations. Okay. So how do you develop communication and interpersonal relations? The 4th habit he says is think win-win. When we are dealing with people, it's always important for us to think how they can benefit the other person also. This habit helps you in your negotiations. All right. The next habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. That means, now this habit is very important for you guys, because unless you understand the knowledge and the background of that particular data, how are you going to explain it to others, right? So seek first to understand. पहले खुद समझो, उसके बाद लोगों को समझाओ, right? So this habit, again, the author has given a lot of examples and stories and the key points, how to develop such habits, where it can be applied, where it can be used. Very, very important this thing, right? And next habit is about team skills. Again, when we work in teams, how do you work in teams, and what all you need to keep in mind, all of that, right? And the last habit is sharpening the saw. That means to inculcate all the first 6 habits, you need to have this habit. That means you're constantly upgrading yourself, you're constantly polishing yourself, so that you can utilize these first 6 habits, right? So that keeps you going, that keeps you motivated, right? So get that book today itself, and again, make goals. Maybe you can read 5-10 pages every day, right? But I want you to complete this in at least next 20 days, right? Because this will also help you to answer certain questions in the interviews. Because if you see, the interview questions are very generic, right? Tell me, so how are you goal oriented, or how do you set goals? Or if someone's written, my time management is very good in the strength, tell me how good is your time management. So you have read about this in this book, so you can take certain help from the pointers from this book, and you can form your answers. All right. So that's why I want you to invest in this book. It's a very, very powerful book. Later on also, you can use this book wherever possible. Right now, for your interviews also, this will help. All right. That's one. Another thing. Okay. So yes, this was about the book, and as I said, you can start focusing on developing your soft skills also. Okay, so let's go on to for today's session. Today's session is all going to be about business communication. Okay, and of course, I guess I had given you the topics that day. Okay, so we'll also see how have you articulated those topics. All right, each one can just speak about on one topic. All right, so I will kind of assess you all on this today. Doesn't matter, as I said, doesn't matter if you go wrong. That's what I want you to go wrong here. Okay, so that I know exactly where and how you can correct yourself. Okay, so that's going to be one, of course. Apart from this, all the other pointers on business communication, how are you going to improve, and what are the aspects of business communication which you have to focus upon. All right. And yes, of course, I'm going to give you some homework, because you have a couple of days, right? Not a couple of days, 4-5 days till next Wednesday, right? And next Wednesday, I can take your books for corrections, right? Those who've come right now, please hand over your elevator pitch papers. I will check and give you back by Wednesday. Then you can fare it up in your books. All right. So that's one. And those who come late, again, let me repeat, from Wednesday onwards, anyone who comes beyond 9:10 will have to sing the song. That's the punishment. Come what may, I don't want any excuses. Traffic tha, ye tha, rickshaw nahi mila, blah, 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 blah. Right? That's again part of soft skills, that you have to respect those who are on time. Okay. All right. So let's begin. Yeah. If you're done, if you're completed, you can give those papers. Okay, so we're going to start with one first activity. All right. For that, I want any one volunteer for this communication activity. Anyone who is, well, I'm not telling you to come and sing song here or dance here. Okay, just an activity, communication activity we are going to see. All right. What is the process of communication and what can be the barriers in communication? Yes, please. Your name and your batch number. Come on, we're going to start with one activity. I want someone from the class who can be the volunteer for this activity. While others be ready, Neeraj, come. While others be ready with pen and paper, okay? Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, please unmute yourself, because I'll explain what the activity is, okay? And Neeraj is here, who is going to be the volunteer for this activity, right? Yeah, just a minute. So others? You're not written? What's your name? Abdul. Gayatri. Acha, Uma. Okay, you are Uma. Okay, so the activity goes like this. Everyone's ready with your pen and paper, just a rough paper. Don't write it in your this thing, your soft skills book. Okay, so Neeraj, you can sit here so that even they'll be able to hear you. Gauri, Nikita, and Pratiksha, and Satyam. Satyam ka naam kya hai? Satyam Creations hi hai kya? Satyam Creations, what is your name? Please rename yourself, otherwise I'm going to call you Satyam Creations only. Okay? अरे पता तो चलना चाहिए ना कौन है. Okay, so I'm going to give a picture or an image to Neeraj. Okay, and of course you guys are not able to see that. Okay, the picture is here, Neeraj, so you have to keep it here. They are not able to see that, neither they can see the image. Right now, your communication activity is that you are supposed to explain that figure to them. Okay. And if at all, of course, you don't understand his instructions, you can ask him. So verbal communication is on, visuals is not possible. All right. So the objective is that the figure should get replicated in their books. Okay. So your communication should be so perfect that the image should get replicated in the book. No, you can say now whatever. Verbal communication is on. Aapko explain karna hai. And the end target is that यहाँ जो figure है उनके book में replicate होना चाहिए. All right. Say however you want. That's completely up to you. Hindi, English, yes, drop it. Right. Hindi, English, whatever. But you have to make sure that they replicate this image. All right. Okay. If you don't understand, you can ask even online students. Here, this is the image. No visuals. Start. Start.
First of all, this is a drawing. You can say geometric drawing, and it contains a square in the middle. Square in the middle. Square. Yeah, geometric. It is geometric figure. There is a square in the middle, and on top of that square there is a triangle. Okay, and on the right side there is a...
Let him draw step by step. You're being fast.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
The pace is important.
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, there is a square. Then there is a triangle and at the top of the square. It is attached. It is part.
Really
And
louder.
okay.
Ask them, are they able to understand? Nikita, Gauri, are you all together with him?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So at the right side of the square, there is a semicircle drawn. Yeah, all things are attached at the side of the square. Then at the bottom of the square, there are two semicircles, like
Don't show.
half. Okay, like two halves, two semicircles drawn. Yeah, at the bottom. At the
No hand
bottom.
movements, hand movements.
Yeah, done. Okay. At the left side of this square, there are again two triangles drawn. No, at the left side of the at the left side of the square, there are two triangles.
But the left side of the square is
At the right side, two triangles are there. Yeah. Now inside the square, draw on the from the left side to the right side, draw a diagonal. From the left side to the right side, it should touch the, yeah. It should touch the both sides of the no, from the left upper corner to the right lower corner. Then connect from the left lower corner to the middle of this diagonal. Connect a line from the left side of this square to the diagonal, middle of the diagonal. Yeah, from the bottom side of, from the bottom left, we have to connect to the diagonal. Yeah. And then draw a small circle of the right side, which should connect. It is in the middle, from the middle. Sorry, from say where you have drawn the triangle, from that part to the half part of this where semicircle is located. Draw a small square inside this square. Yeah, there is a small square inside the square which is located where you have drawn the triangle. Okay, from that bottom of the triangle, connect it with the semicircle. Okay. Yeah. हाँ, अपर साइड में जो ट्रायंगल है उसके डाउन साइड से कनेक्ट करो, जहाँ सेमी सर्कल हमने ड्रॉ किया, दोनों बेस को कनेक्ट करो. ट्रायंगल अपने तीन है, एक अपर साइड को है और दो लेफ्ट साइड को है. तो जो अपर साइड का जो ट्रायंगल है उसके बॉटम साइड से सेमी सर्कल के बॉटम साइड को कनेक्ट करो. एक पूरा सेमी सर्कल है, देखो राइट साइड को अपना, उसको कनेक्ट करो. क्या
फर्स्ट साइड ऑफ द स्क्वायर इज ये अपना ट्रायंगल का बेस.
फर्स्ट साइड ऑफ द स्क्वायर, या
फिर सेकंड में लगना अपना सेमी सर्कल का, ये ऐसा हो गया.
हाँ, अपने को कनेक्ट करना है उसको. वही अरे रुक, दो डायगोनल नहीं अपने को ड्रॉ करने का. पहले लेफ्ट साइड से राइट साइड को तूने ड्रॉ किया, क्या बराबर किया? उसको उसके सेंटर से वो दोनों ड्रॉ कर, उनके बेस को कनेक्ट कर. ठीक है, पहले स्क्वायर ड्रॉ किया आपने, ट्रायंगल ड्रॉ किया ऊपर साइड को, सेमी सर्कल ड्रॉ किया राइट साइड को. क्लियर? उसके बाद बॉटम साइड को दो सेमी सर्कल ड्रॉ किए, फिर लेफ्ट साइड को दो ट्रायंगल ड्रॉ किया. ठीक है, और फिर डायगोनल लेफ्ट से राइट, उसके बाद बॉटम लेफ्ट से उस सेंटर डायगोनल के सेंटर को ज्वाइन किया, ठीक है। फिर जो अपने ट्रायंगल और सेमी सर्कल है अपर साइड का और राइट साइड का, उसको फिर से उस डायगोनल के सेंटर से कनेक्ट करो बॉटम साइड। स्क्वायर ही दिखेगा ना बाद में, ऐसा था मेरा। ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स को समझ में आया? कोई डाउट है?
वो सेमी सर्कल का बताओ, जो स्क्वायर में जो सेमी सर्कल बनाना है वो कहाँ से
स्क्वायर
बनाना है?
ये स्क्वायर में सेमी सर्कल हमको बनाने का नहीं है। स्क्वायर के राइट साइड को, स्क्वायर के बाहर हमको सेमी सर्कल बनाना है।
वो तो बनाया, पर स्क्वायर के अंदर भी बनाना है ना?
नहीं, स्क्वायर के अंदर नहीं बनना।
अभी तो बताए।
अरे लास्ट स्टेप मध्ये तुम्हाला कनेक्ट करायचंय। ट्रायंगलच्या मिडलला आणि बाहेरचा जो सेमी सर्कल काढलाय अख्खा पूर्ण त्याला, हा दोन्हीला। अरे आता तू जर दोन्हीला कनेक्ट केला मिडलला तर स्क्वेअर होईल ना तो। हा 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 गौरी काय?
स्क्वायर के अंदर सर्कल बनाना है क्या?
नाही नाही, स्क्वेअरच्या अंदर आपल्याला सर्कल नाही, स्क्वेअरच्या आपल्याला आतमध्ये तुमचं काय काय झालं ते सांगा पहिलं।
स्क्वेयर ड्रॉ झालेला आहे, त्याच्यावरती ट्रायंगल, राईट साइडला सेमी सर्कल।
इंग्लिश
English, please.
ओके
Sorry, your comfort zone.
bottom side of square I have drawn 2 semicircle. Left
Yeah.
side of square I have drawn 2 triangles.
Correct.
Then from upper left side of square to right to the bottom right square I have drawn 1 diagonal.
Correct.
From up and from bottom left side to the center of diagonal I draw 1 semi diagonal.
Yeah,
Then
and
after
then
what?
yeah, after that you have to connect this triangle. We have to draw a line joining the center of the diagonal with the triangle, bottom of the triangle of the upper side triangle.
हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन करो।
तो जो हमने डायगोनल ड्रॉ किया है पूरा,
हाँ,
उसके सेंटर से ट्रायंगल, जो हमारा अपर साइड का ट्रायंगल है उसके बॉटम को कनेक्ट करना है पहले, और ऐसे ही जो सेमी सर्कल बड़ा वाला हमने ड्रॉ किया है
हाँ।
उसके भी सेंटर को डायगोनल के सेंटर से कनेक्ट करना है। Yeah.
Done? Okay. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Neeraj. Yes, that was the right one. I'm just showing you guys if you can see this image. Have you got this image? Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, have you got this image?
No, ma'am. Half of the image is true.
The half is true and half, okay.
Yes,
Over here
ma'am.
they can, yeah, yours is correct. Okay, so let us understand this was just a simple communication process. There was a sender who was sending a message. There were receivers with different understanding levels and different perception levels and different, what do you say, the barriers, okay, because over here also they couldn't see, and of course you all could also not see the image and all. So let's first start with the sender. Neeraj, why do you think you had so many challenges? Sometimes I thought that you were struggling to make them understand. Why? Okay. I would rather ask the receivers now. Okay. What challenges y'all faced? Last square was difficult. Okay. Can you think of something which can make this communication easier? Some technique he could have used which could have made things easier for y'all? Just asking. I mean, things were a little challenging. You all were getting confused. Kuch aasan tarika? Yes.
Just check which classes are not.
That's
Same color, but it won't be as yeah. Oh, hi. Okay, we can continue. I'll continue. We have to convey the same because next time.
yeah, absolutely. नहीं थोड़ा से गड़बड़ कर लिया last Wednesday को she didn't give me the thing also.
Schedule.
No, schedule like the ID. Yeah, so we had to start with moving. No, we clarify with her today.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to disturb.
No, it's okay, ma'am. Okay, Nikita says visual communication. No, Nikita, visual communication नहीं. अगर visual possible नहीं है, then what can you do? If that is the barrier, see, every communication will have a barrier, right? So you have to find out techniques to make things easier for the other person. Think about it. What can you do so that you will understand easy? Check the diagram. कैसे easily explain कर सकता था? Directions तो बताया था ना?
My last square was difficult, but everything was easy.
No, but how can you make the last square also?
I'm taking the midpoint of the triangle and semicircle and writing it to midpoint on triangle.
Okay, so maybe using the correct words like midpoint and all. Okay, anything else?
square नहीं बता देता ये corner में square बना and your diagonal तो कौन बना and last time was square बना so he पूरा diagonal पे मैं square बना था
That was, the flow was good.
and
But-
he would have said to make one line from center of diagonal to center of by speaking one line clarifying one line it could have from taking start point from mid of triangle to diagonal and from starting point of semicircle to diagonal. It can be
वही तो बोला था ना?
He said that
मैंने स्क्वायर बनाने का बोल रहा हूँ
अच्छा, हाँ, okay. So you spoke about the square first. Anything else which could have been very easy for you all? It's a geometric figure. A, B, C, D.
And as there are two lines in last operation, so we could have said that we can get
by giving explaining.
Points to every corner. Draw a square starting from left top corner A, B, C, D clockwise. Midpoint of C and D. Midpoint of so and so, right? Diagonal from A to C. Yes, no? You could have reduced half the time in explaining also. Right? Got it, Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha? So you have to think about, don't you think, Neeraj, this could have even saved half of your time? When you were actually repeating every statement twice, you know? Yes, Saurabh Abdul, fast hota? You would have saved his time also on explaining, isn't it? So this is about how can you make others understand? right? हमें लगता है communication ही तो है, it's so simple. No, it's very simple when you speak to friends. Corporate communication is this, and that is why a lot of conflicts and miscommunication, misunderstanding happen, because we feel सामने वाले को समझ में आएगा, right? Because we assume a lot of things, right? But we need to understand he may not understand. That's why, right? And especially as I said, your communication is going to be with people maybe who may not understand your techniques, right? A non-tech person, right? So obviously, you know, so those CEOs and general managers, where are they from the hardcore technical background, right? They only want results. They only want to, grow the organization. For that, they're going to hire experts. But yes, your communication with them should be like this, right? You should not struggle to make them understand, right? So yes, what can we identify or take away from this activity? Logical thinking here also, right? This was just an activity which I told you, but always understand. If you want to make the other person understand, you have to find a technique or a strategy to make sure that he understands easily and your explanation time is reduced, right? Because otherwise you are also losing your energy. For that, identify the barrier. What can come across, right? The main barrier was this, that visuals was not available for you all. Similarly, when you are speaking to the other person, identify the barrier. The perception barrier to pehle hota hai. Understanding barrier. We assume that yes, usko pata hoga, right? And that is why we need to ask questions, clarify. That's why I said verbal communication is on, right? You need to, unless you ask questions and you understand, you cannot know what is the understanding level or the perception of the other person, isn't it? That's why ask questions to understand the other person, and client especially. Uske man mein kya hai? A lot of times the client may not speak up because he don't know what to say. He'll just say, okay, ye karna hai, but you are experts. You need to ask the proper questions so that you understand what exactly he wants, right? And then accordingly, you can give him the guidance and etc. What exactly you have to tell. Okay, that's important. So I want you to start thinking about this. That's why also I want you to read this book. A lot of techniques, strategies have written, especially I guess that habit is which one? The habit number 5. Okay, the communication. Seek first to understand, listen, understand, ask questions. All right, and then you put across your. हमें क्या होता है ना, बोलने की जल्दी होती है, right? So Neeraj, yes, one, you started off very good by explaining them that yes, it's a geometrical diagram. That's a very basic step in corporate communication. Always mentally prepare the other person what they're getting into, right? Write that point down. In business communication, always mentally prepare the other person what he's getting into. You can write directly in your notes also. There are some additional notes what pages hai na? So you can write that as well. So you can compile the entire soft skills into one. There are some additional notes here. Last time also, whatever notes you've written down, you can just copy it in that soft skills book. Some additional notes and extra notes jo hai, so that you can just have that handbook ready with you. It's mentally prepare the other person what he's getting into. Next, always find a strategy or easy technique to make the other person understand. To make the other person understand. After identifying, Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, I hope you all are writing as well. After identifying the barriers, after identifying the barriers in your communication. Next point. Ask questions to identify the barrier. In communication. And also to check. The understanding level of the receiver. The understanding level of the receiver. And last point, of course, speak in the interest and benefit. Speak in the interest and benefit and expectations of the receiver. Speak in the interest and benefit and expectations of the receiver. Okay. So speak in the interest and benefit and expectations of the receiver. Okay, so start following this in every communication. It can be even email communication. All right. So mentally prepare. When I say mentally prepare, the introduction or the reference is always important. Okay, that's why I said no, the introduction to your speeches is very important. All right. Okay, so yes, this is about the basics of communication. Now there are various other barriers also for communication, which is your MPI. MPI means your mother tongue influence. All right. And to, of course, improve your pronunciation and language. All right. So for that, as I said that, yes, please start reading this book. Listen to podcasts. I'm sure all of you all have this Spotify thing and all, right? Ghana, Spotify, you can even share and take the subscription and all. So a lot of podcasts you can listen to, like, with whoever is your favorite, speaker. You can listen to, I generally follow Kiran Bedi's and this one, Indra Nooyi's speeches, right? So anyone who has someone who's good in English, listen to those speeches, and yes, you can jot down certain notes. Okay, the words, the new words which you come across. Okay, that's one. Another thing, what it says, see, try this out. I've never tried that out, but they say to improve your mother tongue influence. What is mother tongue influence? Basically, we have this sort of accent, especially Indians, we do have these accent when we are speaking in English, right? So mother tongue accent, these South Indians or even Maharashtrians, we do have this accent and all, Gujaratis and all. So you have to improve upon that as well. Why? Because tomorrow you may face foreign clients, right? So what exercise we tell to improve your pronunciation is practice the tongue twisters. Okay, on the net you will find a lot of tongue twisters. Tongue twisters means like this now. Betty bought some butter, the butter was bitter, so Betty bought better butter, so to make the bitter butter better, right? Seashells, she sells on the seashore, right? So this is a very powerful exercise. See, try it out. I have never tried it out, but of course, this is the exercise which we give the participants, right, to improve their accent, right? So just make a note of this. See, try practicing tongue twisters. On the net, you will get a lot of tongue twisters like this English wale. So usse kya hoga, aapka pronunciation bhi acha hoga, right? Keep on practicing. Ek dusre ke saath aap khel bhi sakte ho, right? So that is also tongue twisters. Okay, so try that out also. That will help in your pronunciation. Okay, so that was about the basics of business communication. So now we'll start with your presentations, okay, and then we'll go ahead talking about how do you form speeches, articulations, and of course the presentation is what we are going to do in terms of story. Okay, so basically everything, formation of your messages is what is going to be discussed in the later half of the session. But now let's start with your presentations, okay, because I want to hear you all out. Why I'm taking it right now, so that you also know when and how you're delivering. I will also come to know, and then when we discuss the actual theory about the articulating a message or forming a message, or the presentation details, then we will see where all each one of you all can improve upon. All right, so that's why we'll start with the presentations now, and then we'll go ahead talking about the topic for today. All right, so yes, is everyone ready? Okay. Online guys, I will start with the class students first. All right. See if you may be able to hear them. Okay, because I want them to stand here and talk. Okay, so I'm going to keep the laptop a little closer. Any one of you all, if you want yourself to get recorded, please do that. All right, that's again for your practice. How you're standing, you can also use it, because hardly 2.5 minutes, you can just record in your mobile phones also. Okay, that will be for your practice as well. And doesn't matter, as I said, please go wrong so that you will be able to perform better. All right. So we'll start with them, and then Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, I'll come back to you all. All right. So I'm just keeping the laptop over here. Chalo. I leave it up to you all. Whoever can start, I'm sitting here. I can stand up. And please take videos of yourself also. You can take your books for reference, but I don't want you to read. Okay? And yes, you can record in your another thing. You can choose your own topics. Okay, I'm not telling you. Some of you. Okay. See, I'm going to build it up. At the end, I am going to give you topics, but step by step, we are going. All right. So you can choose your topic, whichever you are ready with today, or whichever you are comfortable with today. All right. But yes, last session, I'm going to say, right? It's your time. So whatever it is, please speak properly. Another thing, I may not be knowing much about these technical topics. Huh? So you have to make sure that if she is right or wrong. Huh? I have basic knowledge about this, but if you are getting too much into technical, doesn't matter. All right. You say that you have to got it, where she's gone wrong. So that's going to be kind of revision also for you all. The other person is speaking correctly or not. All right. Chalo, who starts? So I'm going to assess you on the way you're speaking, the pace. Even for you, you're also going really fast. All right. Of course, your confidence level, tone. Okay. So make sure that you have a confident tone and a positive tone. You can keep a slight smile. Articulation, of course, how you have drafted, body language and language, English language. That's super. Come and give your mobile phone to someone so that she can record. And you stand here. This place, so that they can also see you. Speak clearly, loudly. You're not reading it, but just keep it for reference. That is the name.
Hey, all of you, good morning. My name is Pratisha Sinha. My name is Pratisha particular Sanas, and today's topic is time series. The time series is the data is collected over a period of time. For example, that annual birth rate or monthly wise price, monthly wholesale price. For example, our monthly price of mobile is increases or decreases. Okay, just in January, the mobile price is 30,000. In February, March, April, they are in decreases form. Means month is dependent upon price. So it is a row dependent. So time series is always in a row dependent form. There are the components of the time series. Is a seasonal component, cellular component, cyclic, and the fourth one is the regular components. Okay, the components, the seasonal components, seasonal trends. Seasonal trends means the data. Our data is increase or decrease for some period of time. Means, for example, that our mobile rates or mobile price, they are decreasing in month-wise. Or our upward trends is the cost electric goods, or the other one is the yearly population. Our population is increases for the yearly basis. So the seasonal trends is depending upon the upward or downward trends. The second one is the seasonal variation. Seasonal variation means the data or our cost is increase or decrease some period of time. Means, for example, that's our umbrella price. Umbrella price is increase in only rainy season or decrease in summer or winter season. Means our seasonal variation, our price of our cost production is decreasing some seasonal wise. So it is a seasonal variation. The third one is the cyclic variation. Cyclic variation is the ups and downs of some period of time. Means the some period of time they are ups, and after ups they are also in down. So this is a cyclic variation. The next one is the regular and random movement. Regular and random movement means there are no any variation. They are in regular form. Means our cost of milk or cost of our increment, our other things, etc.
Conclusion. Just one conclusion part. What exactly is time series?
Time series is very useful to find the next hour generation price. Okay, means our mobile, our petrol price, to find the petrol price in next year. So it's very useful to time series analysis.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. You are well on time. 2.5 minutes, but it's okay. Okay. Was the content correct? Content was correct. I'm just giving you a feedback then and there. Okay. So content was correct. I guess you gave examples also, the types, everything. But only thing what you need to do is first you are going too fast. Were you a little nervous? Breathe. Right? Your tone was fine, your pace was also fine, but you were going a bit fast. What you can do is take pauses. After every types, whatever you were saying, breathe. Okay. See what happens when you breathe in between also now, you are relaxed while you are speaking. Okay, doesn't matter. So don't have that half breath. Half breath say you are nervous, right? It's fine. Just be confident. Your tone sounded quite confident, right? But ऐसे थोड़ा सा लग रहा था कि you are like just okay. So we take pauses, breathe. थोड़ा सा I felt monotone हो रहा था because I guess there were no pauses. That's why you're just going on and on. Okay. Monotone means when you are speaking in one particular tone. Okay. So थोड़ा सा voice modulation is expected. And of course conclusion. Guys, I want at least one sentence of conclusion. Conclusion mein there should not be any examples. Conclusion may only you can speak about. So this is about the time series analysis and where it can be used or maybe how it is used, etc. Right? Something, maybe a benefit or something positively you have to end. Just one sentence. Conclusion may there is never an example. Right? Always remember, see, everywhere the speeches, presentation formats remains the same. So note down this feedback of yours quickly. The moment I'm giving you the feedback, please write it down so that now I'm going to ask you to send me your videos. So you have to improve on these. I mean, feedback. But of course, you can write about the conclusion also. Conclusion with no examples. Conclusion just one sentence. Something positive, maybe benefit, or just to kind of sum up the entire topic. So, Pratiksha, focus on your voice modulation, no monotone. Take pauses between every types, right? And it's okay. Thoda grammatical errors ho rahe the, doesn't matter. I want to see the confident tone, right? Eventually, honge, definitely, right? You're practicing English every day. I've told you to read that book also. Eventually, honge. Today, I'm not focusing on your grammatical errors, okay? But on your confident tone, all right? Great. Video padla pizza? So I want all of you all to go home and actually check the video again, right? And you yourself will understand, this is my feedback. But there's a self-assessment also. You yourself will also have a feedback. All right? Super. Chalo. Who goes next? Good morning, all of you. My name is Damodaran. Who's recording? What is the summary? G-U-N. Good morning, all of you. My name is Upali Gure. Today I am talking about outliers. Outliers are the extreme values that are different from the other data points in our data set. They can have a big impact on our statistical analysis and skew the result of any hypothesis based. For example, in score 25, 20, 22, 85, and 3. The both 3 and 85 are the outliers because of they are different from our data set. Types of outliers: global outlier, collective outlier, and contextual outlier. For removing outliers, we use 3 to 4 techniques: visualizing our data, then scaling, capping, and floating. Outliers are very bad effect on our data set. Outliers removing for our good model accuracy. That's why we removing outliers from our data set. Conclusion: we should remove outliers for good fit model. Okay. Thank you. Content एवढंच होतं का outliers बद्दल? Okay. Types, the 3 types which you said, did you explain the types? कौन से types है? Global, collective. उसके definition क्या है exactly? सिर्फ types बताएं. You haven't been told about the. Okay, so you haven't been told about the definition of types. Okay. All right. So her, of course, the content was good. Content was correct, no? Okay. Good means I saw the flow was good. I guess the points which I had given, so I guess सबका articulation तो अच्छा होगा because it's all in the flow. Properly, she started with the definition. Conclusion was good, right? So perfect conclusion, you know, ऐसा पाहिजे, right? But yes. 1 or 2 thoda sentence formation mein, that's why I told you. Now speeches you write it down, doesn't matter. Write down your speeches at the moment. Okay, it's okay. We are here to practice. To go ahead, grammatical so I am not listening. Pace was good. Not very fast, not very slow. That was good. Confidence also thoda sa aur बढ़ सकता है. Your body language was good. Pratiksha thoda sa आप आगे पीछे हो रहे थे. Check in your video. हाँ, involuntary होता है actually, right? You were quite okay. ऐसा nervousness तो ज्यादा नहीं लग रहा. You weren't nervous, ना? ऐसा दिखा नहीं. It didn't seem your skin at all, right? You were quite comfortable. It was just that maybe you were kind of struggling to just थोड़ा सा form the sentences, but that's fine. I said it's okay, right? That's why I told you to jot it down. It's okay right now, all right? But otherwise, it was fine. All right, great. Chalo. Yes, Saurabh, you ready? Someone record his speech. Saurabh, what's your surname? HN? थोड़ा सा वो that side.
So, good morning all. I'm going to talk about topic data mining. So, basically, what is data mining? Data mining is a process of filtering data. So to find out patterns and relationship between the data, so that we can solve the business problems and issues by using data analytics. So uses of data mining is that it can be used in various organizations like retailers, marketing, like finding relationship of customers' age and gender. In banking sector also we can use this data mining for learning customers' online habits and preferences. And of course in medicine field for finding relationship in patient and medicine tests and symptoms. So talking about benefits of data mining, there are various benefits of data mining, like it helps company gather reliable information, and next is it is an efficient and cost-effective solution, and it also helps business make profitable production. So we can see data mining uses in our algorithms like clustering, classification, and ANN. So the live example of this data mining is we see it on eBay website, e-commerce website, where it gathers the information about buyers and sellers. So what eBay does is that it uses data mining to find relationship of the buyer's previous previous purchases and the price ranges he have made before, and likewise eBay makes product categories for that customer. So the conclusion of this data mining is that it is used to find the relationship between the data so that we can work on our business issue.
Very nice. Content wise, good. Again, the flow was good. Of course, started with the introduction, conclusion was also good. Examples, everything was perfect. All right. So, what was wrong in this body language? See, you don't realize, but all the audience never ever put hands in the pocket, right? Or never even stand like this. It basically means that you are leaning onto something and you don't have confidence, right? Okay, so sort of content perfect, flow perfect. Okay, today your pace was also good. You were not rushing. Okay, but at the same point, same time, you have to also focus on fluency. You were going slow, which is good, but थोड़े ना wrong pauses आ रहे थे इसे. तो मतलब ना टूटक देखिए नहीं थोड़ा सा वाड़ा होता है. See, that's why I want you to listen to your own this thing again. Recording bug. Okay, कि fluency थोड़ा सा वो कमी वाड़ा होती. English सा कोई problem नहीं होता. There was no this thing of English also, right? But at times थोड़ा सा just close your eyes and listen to your speech. You know, it was a bit monotonous and टूटक सा वाड़ा होता. You know, so what happens is if you speak like this, it's interpreted by the other person that you may not have confidence. All right. So तुझा body language नहीं सुधा because you were putting your hands in the pocket. Plus you were going not very fluent and you know like pauses at the wrong time. It will be interpreted that you are not confident about you, though you are speaking correctly, though your articulation is good, your speech is good, but you will lose marks for this. All right. So as I said, it's a balance of all those things. All right. Write your feedback down, please. Yeah. First, no hands in the pocket. Focus on your fluency in speech and no wrong pauses. And avoid monotony. So has a feedback which I'm giving you, just once you go home, just look at your speeches again. Identify this. You may identify a little more also, because as I said, self-assessment is also, you will also find, aisa nahi hai, aisa hona chahiye, right? So you will improve upon that. Okay. Okay, yes. Who goes next? What's her name? What name? Just make sure you're on the. Keep it in the hand. Your book in the hand. Thoda sa kya bolte hain?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, ma'am. My name is Uma Majan. Today I'm going to talk about data analysis. Data analysis is the process of cleaning the data, then changing and processing the raw data to extract the good information and decision and relevant information which will be the helpful for the businesses to take the information. The next topic I'm going to talk is why data analysis is important. Data analysis is important for the better customer targeting, to know where we have to focus, and it also help us for the taking decision about the advertising efforts. We will know the better about target customer and also get idea of the target audience spending habits, and it also reduces operational cost, and then helps for the better problem solving method. We get more accurate data, and there are several methods of data analysis. First, we gather the data, then data collection, then data cleaning, then after data cleaning, we did data analysis. After analysis, data interpretation, and data visualization. There are some data analysis types such as predictive analysis, in which we predict the information based on the data. Then prescriptive analysis and statistical analysis. In statistical analysis, there are two types, like descriptive and informational analysis. In information analysis, we draw the conclusion from the data, and there are some data analysis tools such as Python, R programming language, then MongoDB. And the conclusion of data analysis, it helps us to take a better decision and to analyze and visualize the data. Thank you.
Content wise, what did you as audience observe? Naomi, sorry, Uma, where do you want to rush? Go slow, because I was trying to understand and grasp, because her content was good, but by the time I could grasp, madam is rushing. See, always understand the pace is very important, because you know, forget it. The research says, scientific research says that we are not able, our brain cannot grasp at the pace of what the other person is speaking. All right, and that is why these pauses, the pace is very important. Okay, and especially when you are speaking to someone who is a stranger or who you don't know. Okay, so all the more you have to go a bit slow, because he will not understand. Right? Friends के साथ कैसे थोड़ा बात कर सकते हैं fast, because there are some things even if you don't say, the friend will understand, right? But if you are speaking to someone who you are not regularly in touch with, like a client or an interviewer whom you're meeting for the first time, right? You have to go a bit slow and take the pauses, okay? Because otherwise, सब ऊपर से जाएगा. In fact, the content was really simple enough for me also to understand. But by the time I could grasp it, madam was already, you know, rushing ahead. Okay, so please go a bit slow. See, everyone observe that. Okay, go slow. And what was happening, since you were going fast, that's why you were fumbling. Okay, at time. So if you go slow, you will not fumble also. The fluency will be fine. That is one. Another thing, what was the second thing you said? The next topic is. हाँ, but you said topic. हाँ, so गलती से वो topic आ गया. You know, so you have to say कि yes, it's about the importance of. So never say. See, the words also matter. So you spoke about, okay, I'm going to talk on the topic, data analysis is fine. But when you say, okay, the next topic is, I'm like, okay, next topic kahan se aa gaya? You know. So when we are listening, so it becomes a barrier like this, right? So the importance of this is so and so. Got it? All right. But otherwise, it was good. Come on, next. इधर उधर मत देखो, चलो सबको ही करना है. अभी नहीं तो बाद में. Okay, one second. Presentation etiquette. When someone is speaking over here, please do not speak. Okay, or please do not walk in and out. Okay, basic presentation etiquette. Someone was presenting or someone was speaking. बिल्कुल बात नहीं करनी है, आपको रिकॉर्ड भी हो रहा है, सब प्लीज 2 minutes की तो बात है यार, उसके बाद बात करना ना. And giving you know, when the speakers are changing, you have time. That time you can speak. All right? Okay, yes. Start.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahesh Dubey. My topic is clustering algorithm. So we all know that clustering is grouping of row or column. Okay. So for example, I have one table of customers. So suppose there is X variable as experience and their position in the company. So I want the customer group wise, like the customers who have salary 15 to 25,000, 25 to 35,000. So I have to make the groups of that customer. So here is we can use the clustering algorithms. So it is unsupervised learning algorithm, as you all know that there is no Y variable in it. So for example, PCA, K-means clustering, hierarchical clustering are some examples of clustering algorithm. So conclusion is that when there is only X variables in our data set, we don't have Y. So we form the Y variable by grouping the row wise or column wise, and then we can use this model to work prediction. Okay.
Content. Correct, huh? Yes. I am not aware about this term, that's why. Baki thoda to I have read about this. This was something new. Okay, so Mahesh, I guess the pace was good. In couple of things, you were just kind of using thoda fillers, you know, okay and so try to avoid these fillers. That's one. And I felt thoda the tone was a bit. सुनने के लिए ऐसा थोड़ा सा लग रहा था कि you are not very confident in your tone. So what I would suggest is, you know, you can थोड़ा सा smile a bit and speak a bit more energetically. So that will see, you were fine enough. That's fine. But when sometimes when I close my eyes and I was like listening to you, right? तो ये थोड़ा सा interpretation I got, right? So try next time thoda sa smile and a bit more of energy when you are speaking. That will improve your tone as well. Rest everything was fine, right? And वो tone से क्या हो रहा था कि ऐसे लग रहा था कि you are not sure about yourself. Okay. See, the interpretations can be anywhere, but I'm just trying to pinpoint all of these. All right. Okay. Great. Chalo. Let's move next. Who starts? Your names,
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gayatri Yadav, and today I'm talking about the data analysis and data mining. So, what is data analysis? Data analysis is the process of extracting, changing, and pre-processing the data to get the insights from that data and to make the decisions or to help business to make actionable decision. So, what is actionable decision? So that answer is why data science is important. Data after analysis of data, we get where we faces the losses or customer why customer is leaving the service. So we can focus on that region where the where we are facing the losses. So that is the actionable information. Next is the data mining. Data mining techniques helps to extract research and valuable information from our data. It includes the techniques of data cleaning, data selection, and the data transformation. So data cleaning, what is data cleaning? We check the missing values in our data, we check the null values, and we remove that. So that is the data cleaning. Next is the data selection. We have irrelevant or redundant variables in our data. We remove it, so that is the data selection. And the data transformation, if needed, if outliers we cannot remove, we transforms our data, so that is the data transformation. Data mining has the types of predictive analysis and the descriptive analysis. In the predictive analysis, we go with the regression and classification algorithm. In that regression analysis, we have X is the number. So what is X? X is the independent variable where we have the columns, and Y is a dependent variable depend on all of the X. And in the classification, the same as the regression, but we have the our Y is in the categorical variable. And the descriptive analysis, we have the clustering algorithms where we group the similar kind of whatever the data we have. Okay, so let's come to our conclusion. By extracting the information, whatever we get from our data, we'll work on that. And this would be can be used in the healthcare or banking sector or any other sector.
What is your feedback? Content was good. Okay. Gayatri, quite confident. Okay. And one good thing that you used your paper quite less, right? So you tried to speak, yes, because eventually our speeches are going to be like this. So today I'm allowing you to read. Okay, probably from next week or week after that, you have to speak. Okay, without the help of this, right? Okay, so that was good. I guess even how about the content, the flow, because she just spoke on two topics, no? Analysis and mining. So both were fine. Okay. You could have gone a bit slow because thoda of fillers होता, but right now I'm just discounting that as well, because the more and more you also read about your technical stuff, you will be even fluent in what you're speaking. All right. So as I said, not only the book, but please read your technical stuff also, right? Because finally, वही आपको explain करना है. Okay. So that also will help you to actually speak. But overall, Gayatri, it was good. Right, just I felt you had a lot of things to say, but somewhere probably the practice was missing. So read your text stuff more so that you will be fluent in explaining. See, once that's also one important part of your presentation is you should know the content, right? Then only you will be able to speak. And of course, language also plays an important part because you're confident in the language you're expressing. All right, but overall, good. Yes, let's go ahead. Wait. इनको बात करनी है, मैंने बात करनी है. हो गया? G8.
good morning everyone. I'm today is talking about data mining. Data mining is the process in which we perform on a large data set to solve business problems through data analysis. Data mining is used to explore increasingly large data set to improve market segmentation. For example, we can say that in a supermarket, by using data and data mining, we can identify which product or which offer is available by customers to improve the production of product. Data mining is also useful in clustering, in regression, in classification algorithms. Talking about benefits of data mining is useful to solve business problems or to companies to gather reliable information. And talking about the conclusion of data mining is to identify the pattern and relationship in the data.
Content was good. What is your feedback after hearing her?
She was looking at me. She was not really following.
Okay, so eye contact. You have to maintain eye contact with everyone. Were you nervous? See what happens, doesn't matter. Thoda sa if you smile na, and breathe, that's what I'm saying, breathe in between so that your nervousness will go. Doesn't matter what tone se thoda sa lag raha tha. That's fine, right? Don't be nervous. You are confident about what you're speaking. Okay, so just overcome that. It's absolutely fine. All right. So see, this is something which we need to develop. Remember, we saw that video on day 1. No one is born talented. Okay, it is just a matter of practice, development, and willingness to do it. Manatun tharav ki yes, I have to do this, right? And see, it's all mind games. You all know that, right? Practice is one, but yes, it's all mind games, right? So don't worry, don't be scared at all, right? Your content was good, absolutely. You were, that confident enough to come here and speak. So you were trying your level best in English also, which was also good, right? I'm still discounting the the grammatical errors. These, I'm right now guessing that whatever errors you are having, I feel that is absolutely okay. Okay. No one's going to reject you for whatever grammatical errors you guys are having right now, because I'm observing that also. Itke white suda nahi hai. All right. So, of course, eventually hoti, that's what I'm saying. But today, I will not reject any one of you due to your grammatical errors. Let me tell you that. All right. Maybe the content or maybe the pace, maybe the other thing what I'm telling you, right? So don't be scared about, oh, my English is not good. This, that. We are practicing, right? You have written it down. You are speaking it out. That's fine, right? So otherwise it was good, but yes, just overcome your nervousness, because the tone, the confidence level, everything then kind of goes haywire, right? But overall it was good. Thank you, Akansha. So let's go ahead. You guys are very confident. Again, essay. Tell me when you are finished with your talk. Yeah. I have to give you the talking break also. Now start.
So good afternoon all of you. My name is Satyadeep Kilmansari. I'm here to speak about data profiling. So data profiling is nothing but the process of reviewing source of data and understand the content and potential of the data. It is nothing but the process of examining and analyzing, creating useful summaries and data. And the benefits are improve data quality, better accuracy, and better insight business and to see overall trend. For example, in stock market, we can also see the trend where the market is going up and down, and the conclusion is we can by doing data profiling we can calculate the risk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Content. You could have spoken more. What was the topic? Profiling. इतना ही था क्या आपके और? नहीं. Yes or no? इतना ही सिखाया है. That's a better. Okay, no issues. What did you all find? Feedback? Abdul, were you nervous?
Yes, sir.
That's why you were going so fast. Okay. See, one thing now, go slow. We all are there with each other for what? I mean, 4 months, 5 months, right? 6 months. Then who's going to eat? Chill. Okay. So don't be nervous at all. Go slow and try to open your mouth and speak. Open your mouth means what happens is, you are like speaking without opening your full mouth. And then what happens? You're like kind of eating your words. Okay. So all the more it becomes, the other person won't understand it, right? So go a bit slow. Abdul, go slow. Everything was fine. Body language was fine. Everything was fine. But only because of your fillers, this thing, you're going fast because of your nervousness. Your tone and your confidence, ऐसे लग रहा था कि you are very nervous, and इसलिए you were fumbling, you were having fillers, right? Go slow. I want you all to take pauses, breathe, and then speak. Open your mouth for each word. All right? Doesn't matter. Okay. Otherwise, it was good. Chalo. Next.
Hello everyone. Today I am going to speak about a different topic which we have not learned till now, which is population stability index. This is usually used topic after we have performed modeling of our data, when we get the live data or we test it on the test data. This data is used to know if the data which we have, or the variable like age or something x variable which will change after time. Like if we have heart attack patients, so after a time it may be observed that people from age 30 to 40 are also getting heart attack, and normally we have a range from old people like 50 above or so this is the change in data. So we in this technique we calculate the percentage by which the data changes. Like if the data change less than 0.1% or like 10%, we can say that there is no significant change in the data, and thus we do not have to change the method we use the model, or we do not have to make modifications to the model. And if the data changes from 20% to 10%, then we have to keep monitoring it constantly, so that if there is a high amount of change, we can reinforce the model also. And if the data has changed by 30% or more, then we definitely have to make changes in the data. So my conclusion is from this that population stability index is a technique which we have to use very often after making of the model. Thank you.
Content, were you aware about this topic? So content was correct. Okay. For others, probably it must be good input, right? We gave examples also, and yes, the flow was also fine, right? Now do you understand? I guess everyone's like kind of the flow is very good. They are introducing, the types, examples, and a good conclusion, right? So I guess the articulation part is, I guess, taken care of, right? That is fine. And only thing, thoda sa, see that smile. Because what is happening is you knew the topic so well. It was just that key, maybe you are, this is what I felt, that thoda sa, if you would have spoken a little more energetically, or, thoda sa smile leke, the tone could have improved. Okay, a more positive and a confident tone is expected, right? You just listen to your own speech, just close your eyes and listen to the tone, and you will understand what and how you can make it better. All right, super, great. Let's go ahead. Gajanan, what's your full name? Sorry,
Good morning, all of you. My name is Gajanan Karande. Today I am talking about topic data analysis. So data analysis is the process of cleaning, transforming, and modeling a data to discover useful information to make business decision. The purpose of data analysis is to extract useful information from data and taking the decision based on data analysis. There are several types of data analysis: statistical analysis, text analysis, or predictive analysis. The process of data analysis: data collection, data interpretation, data cleaning, and data visualization. In data analysis, we majorly work on EDA. EDA is exploratory data analysis. In EDA, we check missing values, checking null missing value, checking outliers, treat them. If data is sensitive, then we use scaling method. Or for data analysis, we use SQL, Python, and visualization. For visualization, we use tools like Power BI or Tableau. In data analysis, we use all domain like healthcare, banking, and finance.
What is data analysis used for? This is how data analysis is used for. Okay. Right? That should be the conclusion. Right? Great. Please drink water. ऐसे लग रहा था, my God, इसको कहाँ पे खड़ा किया है? Gajanan, it's okay. Your content was great, nice. It was fine, just to the point. Everything was fine. And what? We all not going to eat you. You're not cannibals here. All right? Why were you so nervous? Everything was fine. You had your content with you also. Then, you all didn't have any presentations and all before. You had, no? What time? Regularly. Right? Doesn't matter. By the end of this month, Gajanan, I'm going to. So when I ask others to submit me one video, Gajanan has to submit me 2 videos. Right? You will do it. Don't worry. Okay. Everything was fine, Gajanan. Everything was fine. It's just that you overcome your nervousness and things will be fine. Right? That's what I said. You don't take tensions about the language and all. Every day, what I'm telling you, just do that and everything will be fine, right? As I said, 2 घंटा soft skills को दे दो, बाकी के घंटे आप technical को दे दो, right? Nothing will be the same, right? Everything was fine. Otherwise, and yes, eye contact. You're only looking at me. Please look at everyone else also. Okay. All right. Who else is remaining? Your full name is?
Good morning to all of you. My name is Aarti Kate. Now I am talking about the outliers. Outlier is a data point in a data set, which is the distance or other observations. To control outliers, we use 2 methods. First is visualization technique to control outliers, and second is scaling. In the scaling, to control outliers without changing the data. In the scaling, 2 methods: min, max, or normalization, and second is the standardization. In min, max, or normalization, all numbers convert into the 0 to 1, and normalization, all data are normal distributions using the formula binomial equal to x minus mu upon sigma. Also, it is used to visualization distribution of numerical variables. Represent the 5 number of summary of numerical variables like as a minimum, first quartile, second quartile, like as a median, also third quartile and maximum.
Conclusion. Okay. One sentence conclusion.
Conclusion is the outliers will be predicted from data when outlier present accuracy is not correct.
Okay. Content was correct, no? I think content was good. Look at that. Drink water. ऐसे लगता है कोई जंग जीत के आए. My God, where I was. Okay. Of course, your nervousness killed it all actually, because everything else was fine. Content was fine. Okay, but yes, fillers, nervousness was there. It's okay. You already written that, right? So you could have just kind of referred and spoken it. Okay. Again, this could be a 1 video, then in dono ka 2 videos. Huh? Okay. One more important thing. What did you observe? The conclusion which she gave. Always give a conclusion which is positive, right? What is the conclusion she gave? Outliers are bad. Bad effect on data and accuracy is not. How will you make this positive? Creating outliers. So using outliers, we can improve the accuracy, right? That is important. Okay, please make a note of this. Conclusion should be always positive, never negative. Okay, a positive conclusion is expected. See, guys, that's what I told. Now, what is impacted? What you say in the beginning and what you say at the last. Right? In every speech, in every conversation, in every presentation. Okay, follow this. And that's why we say IBC. Introduction, body, conclusion. Introduction positive, conclusion positive. Body में आप जो घुसड़ना चाहते हो घुसड़ो. Alright? But I and C should be absolutely positive and impactful. Got it? Great, super. Let's start with you guys. Gauri, Pratiksha. If you want to log in to listen to them, please do. Who starts? Gauri, Pratiksha, Nikita?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Nikita. Super. You want to log in to listen to them? Great. Good to see you, Gauri.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Gauri Zade. I am going to discuss you very important topic, that is pivot table. Pivot table is a feature of a spreadsheet which is allows you to summarize large data in very easy manner. It is very useful technique for data analysis. It helps to extract meaningful insights from the large and complex data sets. You can take the help of pivot table as to filter the data, so orderize the data as per your own. There are two types of pivot tables. First is flat pivot table, and second is relational pivot table. Flat pivot table used to analyze only for single table or spreadsheet, but relational pivot table is you can analyze data from different to multiple tables and analyze it as per your own. We can take example as the sales manager who are sales manager in a retail store and want to analyze the sales of last year. He want to analyze what are the top performing products in their markets. He can from the different tables, he can analyze the top performing products by the sales or by the region as well. The one of the important of pivot table, it helps you to focus on that aspects of data which are really important to you. It is really better for the decision making process. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very good, Gauri. Did you manage to listen to her? Content wise, pivot table correct? Okay. Gauri, very good confidence, good pace. Everything was, even the flow, articulation was great. Everything, even your body language, all of that. Only thing, just thoda grammatical errors. English, practice English every day, Gauri. That's the only thing which is lacking, but otherwise everything was perfect. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Superb,
Yes,
superb.
thank you.
Nikita. Or Pratiksha, who's ready? Come on. Yes, Nikita. We are not able to hear you, Nikita.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I'm going to explain about machine learning. The main of the syllabus. Machine learning is the concern from the studying the data and statistics. Machine learning is the step into the direction of artificial intelligence. Machine learning is the program that analyzes data and learns to predict the outcomes. The types of machine learning is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement. The small scenario I will explain to all of you. We go to the mom and ask for the food. We did not specify the quantity. Means our mom specifying our quantity of the food. So there is a age difference. Age 6 to 10. Mom gives one chapati and small amount of rice, and the 10 to 20 age, our mom give to 3 to 4 chapati, large amount of rice, and dal are also included. The machine learning is to train the machine, and we understand pattern and recognize the pattern and predict the output. So the machine learning is the conclusion of the machine learning is the powerful tool or for making the prediction of the data. Thank you.
Very good, Nikita. Content wise, the example what she gave was correct. हाँ, clarity थोड़ा सा ये था. But she gave the example of mom, हाँ, one chapati and a little rice, and ये example है. हाँ, real life, yeah. I mean, that's okay. I mean, can we connect this to machine learning? Okay. Nikita, there in that case, super. Very nice content, and of course, good example also. You spoke very confidently. That was also great. Okay, that but only thing, thoda sa tone mein you were quite monotonous, right? So what you guys can do, Gauri, and the online students, you can actually listen to this recording yourself, so that you can understand where you can be better, right? So Nikita, what I observed was the tone was a bit monotonous. You were going quite in on one this thing pace only, and thoda sa fillers are rahe the. Of course, grammatical errors I'm discounting, but thoda sa you were kind of fumbling and fillers are rahe the, right? So I guess you can overcome that with, of course, speaking more in English, all right, so that you can improve your fluency in terms of that. But otherwise, everything was fine. The flow, articulation, absolutely was perfect. Let's go ahead, Pratiksha. Pratiksha, possible to switch on your camera? I'm not able to hear you, Pratiksha.
My camera is not working.
A little louder. Now we can hear you, but thoda sa louder, please.
Ma'am, my camera is not working.
Okay, no problem. But be a little louder. Start.
Hello everyone. My topic name is clustering algorithm. Clustering is unsupervised machine learning method of identifying and grouping similar data points in larger data sets. Clustering is also called as grouping, and there are two types of clustering, which are hierarchical and non-hierarchical method. And clustering means dividing the data set into certain number of clusters in such a manner that the data points belonging to cluster have similar characteristics. Clustering We use clustering in many applications such as image processing, market research, Flipkart, Amazon, and example of clustering is search engine. Search engine study your whole research history to figure out your preference and provide the good results. It is because of clustering, and we use clustering when the data needs to be organized.
Conclusion. We are not able to hear you, Pratiksha.
Hello.
Yeah. So how can you conclude?
Hello.
Go ahead. Conclude in one sentence. Content was fine. Clustering algorithms. Pratiksha, some issue from your end. Only just focus on the conclusion, but I guess the content was fine, and you can be a little more energetic. Since we are not able to hear you, see you, your tone should be a bit more energetic. Okay, but otherwise
okay,
it was overall it was fine. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Super.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Okay, what did you experience while you were presenting? What are your takeaways from your own presentations, or maybe when you heard the others speaking? Learnings? What are you learning? Batao. Okay, so you have to speak in the benefit of the receiver, in the interest of the receiver. So you have to understand receiver kaun hai, right? One. Yes, not to speak in monotonous tone. What else? Conclusion should be impactful, positive, right? What else? Yes, be energetic when you're speaking. See, guys, always remember, whatever energy, whatever facial expressions you have, whatever vibes you have, your receiver, your audience is going to have the same. All right, always remember, if you come here and say, what are you? So that's what, if you are nervous over here, okay, the other person will lose interest. Okay, so always remember that. So you be confident, then you're passing on that vibe to the receiver. Okay, always remember. So you smile, you be positive, samne wala bhi positive hoga. All right, so that's the base. So I hope now we are like learning about all such presentations. But I guess the flow was fantastic. Huh? So now you know articulation. Yesterday, I guess weakness mein bahut logon ne likha tha that we are not able to put across properly, right? So this should be the flow. Okay, this should be the flow of your any speech, introduction, body, conclusion. Of course, I'm going to give you a lot more topics also. This was a topic, technical topic which I had given you all. I'm going to give you a few more topics also where you will be then well versed with exactly kya bolna hai, right? Always start with a reference or an introduction so that you connect with the receiver. Then you speak and then you conclude. Conclusion mein aisa hona chahiye ki what you want the other person to do or act upon, right? Especially in emails. Emails maybe ye flow follow karna hai hame, right? Next week we'll be doing the emails also. So I'll tell you how this flow has been following. So you will not have any issues in articulation. You will know exactly what to say. Okay, that's more important. Okay, so I guess that was great. And yes, as I said, English practice to hongi, so it will be fine, right? You start reading, you start listening, jot down your words. वो book भरनी है हमें. 60 pages book है वो. We have to fill that book in the 1 month's time. All right, super. So let's go on to the most important part of the session, which is the break. Okay. Yes, chai break. Go and grab something. 20 minutes. Okay, so 11:20, 11:22. I want everyone back. Don't be very late, otherwise you will see us. Nikita, Gauri, Pratiksha, 20 minutes. We are taking a break and then we'll be back. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to start with one. I'm going to show you one video. Is everyone here? Gauri, Pratiksha, Nikita, are you all back?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so take out your books. I'm going to show you one video. ये देखा हुआ है क्या ओबामा का? Okay. So, what made him? Only one had seen, two had seen. No, any which ways. वो देखा हुआ है, but now we're going to study about it. All right. So that's why, So that's why we have to watch it once more. When watching it, I want you all to, because subtitles में on करने वाली हूँ. I want you all to jot down notes as to how has he made it impactful. Okay. It's about a presentation. This speech is about Obama's last speech, the speech that made Obama president. All right. So imagine he just had those few minutes with the US citizens. And with that speech, he actually could create that impact and they elected him as the president. Right. So I want you all to observe. If you want, I can pause in between also. Okay. But observe the speech and jot down notes as to how do you think he made it impactful. Okay. Listen to the words. You can also look at his body language. How did he start? Okay. So then we'll see about this articulation part. All right. I'm just sharing the screen. Nikita, Gauri, are you all back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just watch the video. I'm just sharing the screen and झालं. How do I make it full screen? Gauri, are you able to hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'm not able to do full screen. Full screen. अच्छा anyway, full screen नहीं हो रहा. दिख रहा है ना? Why can't I see the option? Okay.
Barack Obama in 2004 was totally unknown. People were saying, I don't know who this guy is. I wonder why they.
There are the subtitles, subtitles. Okay. This one, no? Ah. That's super.
They picked him.
Gauri, if you don't, if you can't see or you are not able to, listen to it properly, let me know.
Barack Obama in 2004 was totally unknown. People were saying, I don't know who this guy is. I wonder why they picked him.
He had this reputation as a bit of an upstart, as sort of a young, rising figure in the party, but no one knew who this guy was. This was his chance to introduce himself to people.
Tonight is a particular honor for me because, let's face it, my presence on this stage is pretty unlikely. My father was a foreign student, born and raised in a small village in Kenya.
What makes a great political speech is if you can somehow fold your story into this larger American story.
The next thing he says is about his mother's family, his grandfather.
What can you say? Introducing? Yes. And he was kind of connecting it to the people, right?
Fought in World War II. He used the GI Bill. They settled in Kansas, so white people could say, he's just like us.
My parents shared not only an improbable love, they shared an abiding faith in the possibilities of this nation. I stand here knowing that my story is part of the larger American story, that I owe a debt to all of those who came before me, and that in no other country on earth is my story even possible.
Going into this speech, we've had 4 years of George Bush, and we felt as a country like we've grown further apart.
2004 was very much a divisive partisan race. Obama's speech is in some ways an antidote to that.
Alongside our famous individualism, there's another ingredient in the American saga, a belief that we're all connected as one people. If there's a child on the south side of Chicago who can't read, that matters to me even if it's not my child. If there's a senior citizen somewhere who can't pay for their prescription drugs and having to choose between medicine and the rent, that makes my life poorer even if it's not my grandparent. It is that fundamental belief, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper, that makes this country work. E pluribus unum, out of many, one.
He gives a speech that presages his entire political message of 2008, which is this sort of post-partisan argument.
Now, even as we speak, there are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
Obama was born with two great gifts. One is his mind, and the other is his ability to speak to large groups of people.
There are three things that Obama does that really makes that speech effective. He wants concrete detail. He likes story, and he loves antithesis, the use of repetition and structure to show contrast. There is not a liberal America or a conservative America. There is one America.
There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. The pundits like to slice and dice our country into red states and blue states, but I've got news for them too. We worship an awesome God in the blue states, and we don't like federal agents poking around in our libraries in the red states. We coach Little League in the blue states, and yes, we've got some gay friends in the red states. We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes, all of us defending the United States of America.
the way he uses his hands. He actually points a lot and does a lot of this, and a lot of this, and a lot of that.
In doing so, he gives off this sense of energy. I am new. I'm someone who is dynamic.
And he doesn't do that so much anymore. He's a little more solemn and reserved when he gives speeches today. But I think it's more reflective of his office.
In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism, or do we participate in a politics of hope? It's the hope of slaves sitting around a fire singing freedom songs. The hope of immigrants setting out for distant shores. The hope of a young naval lieutenant bravely patrolling the Mekong Delta. The hope of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too. Hope in the face of difficulty. Hope in the face of uncertainty. The audacity of hope.
His appearance at that convention, which was the best speech of the convention, better than John Kerry's, was electrifying, and without it, he wouldn't be president.
I think sincerity means a lot. There are people who, when they speak the truth as they see it, and they're very effective doing that.
I believe this country will reclaim its promise, and out of this long political darkness, a brighter day will come. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you.
Okay. What do you think made impact? How did he make the impact? Ability to speak in front of people. Yes. Saw the body language also, right? He was like stressing on certain words, not pointing exactly, but yes. Right? What else? Yes. Like a storytelling, right? So when you speak in terms, that's why I told you, give examples. When even a topic like your technical topics, when you give examples, okay, it makes that impact, right? So that storytelling is very important. What else? Yes, believe. So always, even in your interviews also, use words like I believe, I'm confident, I'm sure, right? Never say, I try, I think, I hope. These words actually talk about your unsurety, right? And always remember interviews are like Drishyam. What you show them, they are going to see, right? आप दिखाओगे मैं nervous हूँ, I can't do anything, I don't have any experience, they are going to believe the same, right? So what are you going to show them? They're going to see. It's as simple as that. That's why we have to prepare ourselves. Okay, very important. Now, if you believe that he took almost 3 months to practice the speech, because he knew he's only going to get one chance, right? Similarly for yours, interviews में आपको एक ही chance मिलने वाला है, right? You can't say कि हाँ, I'm not prepared today, can I come back tomorrow? No way. वो first impression के लिए आपको एक ही chance मिलने वाला है, right? That's why तो you have this 1 month of rigorous practice. कि boss, April में जो first ये आएगा, you should be prepared for it, right? So if Obama can prepare for 3 months, we can prepare in 1 month definitely, right? So that is important. Another thing, what he was like speaking in their interest and benefit. What were the Americans looking for? Hope, unity. That's why he kept on saying it's not a black America or a white America or a conservative America. It's all United States of America. Connected to, yes, it's connected with every age group also, right? This is correct. Repetitive structure, थोड़ा सा इधर से उधर से करके Definitely. So right from when and he connected with the people by his own story. वो बहुत impact होता है. Any personal this thing you give ना, personal examples, personal इसकी मैंने ये किया है, right? Even when the projects, when you discuss कि I have done this, that becomes more impactful, right? Some real life examples, some real life that have been through this, right? वो झट से connect होता है. That's what he said ना कि my father was an immigrant, and you know how America helped him grow, right? That is also important. Also, if you see the words which he used, he never used that his father was poor, right? Agar poor word use karta, then sympathy. He didn't want people's sympathy, right? That is a very wrong thing. लोग क्या करते हैं कि हाँ अपना दुखड़ा गाते हैं and then they say कि okay sympathy से connect होते हैं लोग. No way. If you are confident enough, you should be able to connect it confidently, not by sympathy, right? So there's lots to learn. In fact, you can, I always follow Obama speeches also. So if anywhere you can find time now about the podcast and all, listen to his speeches. Very impactful speeches, right? And itna heavy accent bhi nahi hai uska. Like बाकी लोगों का जो heavy accent होता है, he doesn't have so much accent also, right? So you can listen to his speeches as well, all right? So yes, this is what is important for us to apply now, right? So studying from this, we need to apply from this particular speech, all right? So now let's go ahead. Talking about the articulation. Gauri, are you all able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right now, let's talk about the articulation part. Now, what exactly you mean by articulation? The choice of words you use, how you're putting across your message so that other person understands, right? What is the structure and flow of your message, right? And how you're expressing it, basically the delivery part, okay? That is all what is called as articulation. And I guess that's only important, right? क्या होता है कि we know everything, सब कुछ पता है, but when we are putting across, that's where the mistakes happen, right? So again, from day one, we've been working upon that, right? So I gave you the general structure and flow of the speeches, what you gave. It was quite good, right? So that is one part. But what about some message which is non-technical, right? So ye kaise follow karoge aap, right? So the baseline, as I said, keep it IBC, introduction, body, conclusion, right? So 9 steps to perfect your articulation is try to write down your speech before you speak it out. Right. So what we're going to do, if you see in your soft skill workbooks also, there are answers which I want you to write. Okay. So that's going to be one of your homework for today, that yes, the 8 to 9 questions here. So you have to write down those answers first. All right. That will help you to articulate. Okay. 1. Listen to your own speech. That's what we are doing. Right. Okay. That's what I've told you all to record. I'm also going to give you homework. You have to send me. That's why I made this WhatsApp group. Fatafat, just send it over. All right. So you can send it to me personally. If you are confident in a group, that's completely up to you all. But I want you all to send the videos. All right. Do your vocabulary check. You can read at times. Okay. Check your speed. Monitor regularly. That will again happen when you practice your videos. Then slowly you can remove the cuss words like so. Ye kab hoga? When you are confident in what you're speaking. Content, agar you know what you need to say. That's why technical also equally, I want you to focus on your technical knowledge also. Read, you've got those books, right? Read it up, okay? Every day, make a time chart, make a schedule that we're going to do after, before we end the session today. Be confident, think before you speak, practice and visualize yourself speaking in front of the audience, right? So definitely have that willingness. Yes, this is my end goal and this is what I'm going to do, right? So under say, if you kind of, mentally prepare yourself, it becomes easy, okay? Okay, let's now talk about business communication. So articulation, of course, we're going to practice. I'm going to give you a couple of exercises also after this. But let's talk a bit about the business communication part, how it is different from a normal communication. All right. It involves a constant flow of information. So basically you need to be updated with everything, all right? What is happening around about your content, all of that. Feedback is integral part of business communication, right? So that will also help you to improve. Business communication is goal oriented. Now, every person you communicate or every message you send, it has an objective behind it, right? Why am I communicating to you? Why am I telling you this? Okay, business communication may, without objective, there is no communication which happens, even in your emails also, right? Your purpose should be clear. Why am I telling him this? What is my goal? What is my objective? What do I want to derive from this communication? Interview means to communication. What is your objective? You want to crack the interview, right? If you want to, what is your purpose in your client presentation? You want to get the client on board, right? If you want to speak to your boss or your colleagues, that means something you want some action from them, right? So the purpose is very, very important. Friendship communication में goals कुछ नहीं होते, right? हम बिना वजह की भी बड़बड़ कर सकते हैं, isn't it? Right? But for business communication, it is goal oriented, and which is why it has to be concise. No one has the time to listen to your Ramayans and Mahabharats. Okay? That's why it has to be just focused. What to say and how to say it, right? The rules, regulations, policies of the company have to be communicated to people within and outside the organization. Obviously, कि कैसे बात करनी है, क्या करना है. Emails may also, when we talk about emails next week, what is the salutation used, okay, as per the culture of the organization, right? And of course, it's regulated by certain rules and norms, and types of business communication, oral and written. Why it is focusing on this? It has to be regulated by certain rules and norms because of confidentiality, right? When you work in organizations, you cannot leak out their information, isn't it? Right? Friends के साथ कैसे हम बकवास करते रहते हैं, इधर का उधर का, gossip ये वो and all. But business communication, this is not at all accepted, right? So that is why we have to be very, very clear in the communication, right? So keeping all this in mind, let us now see one more video, and then we talk a little bit more about the business communication part, and then we have an activity for you all. All right, so just watch this video. Basically, when you speak, what are those professional terms or professional tone which you are supposed to use? All right, so now as students, probably you can use certain things, but you know, like example, that instead of sorry, apologies, right? So here are some few situations, just have a look at them, and you know, the basic things like even online this thing. Please unmute yourself, you're on mute. So ideally you should be saying ki we are not able to hear you. Okay, unmute yourself. Ye kya English hai, right? Ye informal English chalega, but this is not a formal English, right? So when you want to enhance your sophistication and professionalism in your communication, it also matters what words you use. All right, so I'm just going to show you a couple of situations here. कि generally हम situations में कैसे react करते हैं, कैसे बात करते हैं, but you're not supposed to do that in professional. So you'll get a hang of it, कि how and what not to be using. All right, so again, help me out. How do I make it full screen?
Speaking face to face.
Hold on, I got it. So is it communication, subtitles, English? Okay.
With customers, your boss, or any of the other people that you work with can be a little tricky, especially.
Gauri, are you able to hear it? Online?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Switching off my video.
Especially when you're dealing with problems or difficult situations. Your choice of words and the phrases that you use can affect what customers and your colleagues think of you. So if you speak English as a second or a third language, using the right words in the right way is really important. I'm Emma from English, and today I'm going to walk you through 5 situations that are super common in just about any workplace to help you to avoid the things that you should never say, and give you some really simple expressions that will help people to see you for the helpful professional that you truly are. So, are you ready to get to work? Situation number 1. Someone asks you a question, but you don't know the answer.
Excuse me, do you know if the Bluetooth adapter will work on that Sony a6400?
I don't know.
No problem.
When someone asks you a question and you simply don't know the answer, well, never say, I don't know. Even though this is the truth, even though those are the correct English words to say, you're not being helpful at all. So saying, I don't know, in the workplace, especially to a customer, sounds really unprofessional in English. Even a little bit rude. It's like saying you don't care. So to sound more professional and to show that you do care, try saying, I'm not sure, but I can find out. So say it with me. I'm not sure, but I can find out.
Right.
Or you could say, I'll find out for you. Awesome. Here.
Okay. I'll find out for you. What was the first one? I'm not sure, but I will find out. Okay. There's one more.
Here's another one. Let me come back to you on that.
Okay.
So you can use this to say,
let me come back to you on that. Okay.
That you need a little more time to find the answer, but you're assuring the person that you will try to help them. Let me come back to you on that. Excellent. You're sounding really helpful and much more professional already. Speaking of sounding more professional, if you need to improve your English skills at work, that you can complete it as a
for our course, that's why I'm
to register. 2.
Situation 2.
Someone asks you if.
So did you understand the first one? How common it is now? I don't know. So in professional, see these kind of phrases will also help you to improve your interpersonal skills because you are being helpful, right? Your colleagues or oh, let me get back to you, but you should actually get back. Ye bhi nahi ki let me get back to you or fir gul. Okay. then yes. So whether be it your clients also or your this thing, even for interviews also, if you don't know the answer, all right. I'm not sure about it right now, but I can definitely get back to you on this, or so it's always the proper phrases which is important, right? Or I'll find it out, or I'll find out. Okay, so maybe something which you're not aware about, I will find out. Okay, so that means you're assuring them that yes, you don't know, but you are. So this will help you to build that trust also. Okay, so if I don't know, Moike, it's going to be negative, right? Okay, let's see the next situation.
If you can do something by a specific time. So this happens all the time at work, right? Especially if you work at a place that has deadlines.
Emma, our clients need this done by 2 o'clock tomorrow. Do you think you can manage that?
I'll try to finish it.
So, yes? Can I tell them that we'll have it done by 2?
I'll try my best. When someone asks you if something can be done by a certain time, don't use the phrase, I'll try. I mean, of course you'll try, and trying is great. But in English, if you use the verb try, you're not really committing to anything. You're not saying that you will or you won't, or you can or you can't do something, right? You're not committing to a deadline at all, so you're not being very helpful. And this is not very professional at all. The person asking you has asked a specific yes/no question. Can you get it done by this time? So you need to give a really clear-cut answer, okay? You can sound much more professional simply by saying, I can get it done by 2 p.m. So say it with me. I can get it done by 2 p.m. Sure, I can have it done by 2 p.m. Great.
But only if you are able to finish that. Listen to the next one.
But what if you can't get it done by 2 p.m. or by the end of the day? What if you can't get it done? Well, you definitely shouldn't say that you'll try. Seriously, saying that you'll try might make them go away in the short term, but you're going to let them down in the long run. And that is really unprofessional. You need to be honest with them, but you also need to make a commitment to reassure them when you can get it done by. So, in this situation, try an alternative like, I don't think I can manage it by 2, but I can have it done by 4.
Basically, you have to give some concrete answers, right? That's always important, and especially in your cases when you're dealing with clients. Because ऐसा भी होता है ना कि once you finish your work, someone's work is dependent on you, right? If you say, I'll try this, that, and all, it doesn't work. Or one more.
Actually, I don't think I can manage it by 2, but I can definitely have it done by 4. I don't think I can manage it by Thursday, but I can definitely have it done by Friday.
This is a wider this thing which you can give, right? If not 2, 4, but yes, this is a wider span of gap which you can give, right? But yes, you have to make it clear. EOD also, EOD is end of the day. Generally, end of the day is 6 p.m. People consider it 10 p.m. right? So then you have to specify late evening, right? The late evening is considered 10 p.m., right? But that's what I said. Never use words I tried. Kitna common hai na, which affects your communication. Okay.
Would that be okay?
Would that be okay?
Nice work. Let's keep going. Situation number 3. Uh-oh. Your boss or a customer is angry or disappointed about something. Now, it could be something that you did personally, like maybe you were late. Or perhaps it's not actually your fault, but you still need to deal with this situation.
This is ridiculous. I drove the whole way down here to pick the thing up. I even rang you this morning and now you're telling me it's not ready?
Okay.
Okay, that's all you've got? Okay.
Yes. All right, so nobody really wants to deal with angry or frustrated customers, do they? And if something like that's ever happened to you, you might even freeze up and get really awkward. It's not really a good look, right? But of course, there's always going to be someone who's unhappy or frustrated about something at some point. It's just part of working life, isn't it? So it's a good idea to have a plan so in those situations you've got something to say to make the situation better and not worse. Lucky for you, there are 2 really important words that will make everything a little better. I understand.
I understand.
Simple, huh? So before you freeze up and just say, okay, or yes, just remember, all you need to say is, I understand. With these really simple words, for just a moment, you can make the situation better. You'll help the other person to see that you're listening and show them that you care about helping them. And of course, then you need to offer something to help the situation, right? A solution. So try these with me. I understand. Let's see what we can do.
Okay. I understand. Let's see what we can do. When you're offering solution, the other person feels reassured. Or we are just saying, sorry, yes. That's not what is expected. Come on, you're not in school where you just have to say sorry.
I'm sorry, I understand. Let's see what we can do about this.
Right? If you feel that's your fault, you can apologize. I'm sorry, I understand, but let's see what we can do about this, right? This is very common. Let me help you with that, right? So these words are quite reassuring, right? That's what I said, don't leave it everything hanging.
Notice that I use the word let's and we instead of I.
This is a very important. In professional tone, always use we. That shows your team skills, right? So together we work, right?
Really great way to involve the other person in the solution. I understand you've come all this way and it's not ready. Let's see what we can do. Awesome.
Okay, so maybe this is also something that I understand that you came all the way and it's not ready. Let's see what we can do. All right. So when you're assuring the other person that yes, I understand what you're going through, it gives a better impact.
So you're ready for the next one, right? Situation number 4, numero 4. Well, when you're keeping somebody waiting, what should you do? Maybe you're busy with another customer. Maybe you're on a phone call, or maybe you really need to go to the toilet and you've got to leave quickly. Whatever the case, the worst thing that you could possibly say is,
things are just a little busy today, so it's taking a bit longer than usual. Yeah, we've just had loads of new clients come in.
No. This is not good, okay? You know this situation, right? It's just rude. But fortunately, there are a couple of phrases that you can memorize that will have you sounding really professional and keep the person who's waiting happy. So the first one is, I'll be with you in a moment. And this expression just...
This is very important. Huh? I'll be with you in a moment. Practice these phrases will really help. Start using with each other. Pretty common, you know, generally we are like.
This lets them know that they're there and that you won't be long until you give them your full attention. So say it with me. I'll be with you in a moment. I'll be with you in a moment. Brilliant. All right, and the second one is, sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be right there.
This is also fine. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be right there. Maybe you're on a call. You can just kind of quickly, just 1 second again. Tell that person. So that means you're acknowledging the other person.
There. You try it. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be there with you in just a minute. Can you think of any other ways to respond in this type of situation? If you can, add them to the comments below. Situation number 5. So when somebody asks you a question, but you didn't quite hear them, or maybe you didn't understand them, what should you do?
Hey, do you reckon you can let the guys go early this afternoon? I'm going to nick off too.
What? Never say what, ever, right? This is one that the parents and teachers of English-speaking children are always trying to teach them. And it's a really big no-no in the workplace. You can sound much more professional by saying, I'm sorry, I missed that. You try it.
This will help you in your interviews, this also. Sometimes you're not able to listen to them.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
This also. Could you please repeat the question, or could you say it again, please?
Awesome. So now try, sorry, would you mind just repeating that?
This is also fine. This you can speak to your colleagues. Sorry, would you mind repeating that? But for your bosses, clients, and interviewers, you can be a bit more respectful. I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question, or could you please repeat that? That is more professional. The earlier one.
Sorry, would you mind just repeating that for me?
This is also fine. I missed it.
I missed it. Now, there are lots of different ways to let someone know that you didn't understand them, right? And politely ask them to repeat themselves a little more clearly. Can you think of any other ways that you could say the same thing?
Okay. So yes, these are a few phrases which we generally make mistakes. Okay. So try using that even in interviews, even generally also. See, this is all what matters. What the HR is going to look for is a professionalism. Okay. Always understand when he is interviewing you, he has this perception in his mind that you are going to represent their organization. All right. And that's why they are going to check on your professionalism, the words you use, the communication, because you are going to represent the company in front of the clients. Right. ये बहुत important है, because that's what technical guy will check your technical knowledge, but HR will check your professionalism in all these soft skills, your communication. All right, that is why you have to be more careful. Okay. Apart from this, also, as I said, directly don't say no. If you want to pass on an unpleasant message, or somewhere you want to say, no. I think we spoke about it that day, right? Sandwich communication, right? Never ever speak directly no, but you have to sandwich that negative message in between two positive messages, all right? And then you need to put it across, okay? For those who missed out, I'll repeat that again. What is sandwich communication? It's usually a feedback also. What we can do is here, again, it's a technique of putting across something which, something which is unpleasant to the other person, right? That means, for example, even if you want to tell your client that you're not ready with your presentation, can you go and tell him, no, sir, we are not ready with the presentation, or the project is not getting completed on time. अरे सामने वाले को हार्ट अटैक आ जाएगा यार, right? और then आपको मेमो मिलेगा, right? But yes, we are trying to find a solution to this, right? So always use the sandwich communication. You can always say, yes, sir, is it a good time to talk? Mentally prepare them for what they're getting into. Is it a good time to talk? I need to discuss with you about this project. The 80% of the work is being done about the project. However, there is some issue with so and so, and cover it up with solutions. This is what I have come up with. Do you have any better solution for this? Right? So when you speak this way, the receiver also starts processing about solutions, and he won't think that isko fire kaise karna hai, incapable hai, right? So this is sandwich communication, and you need to be very, very assertive in this. Now, what is assertiveness? Assertiveness in communication is when you are speaking quite firmly, yet you are being polite. I'll give you an example. Suppose, I guess that day also I think I gave that situation. Suppose your boss asks you to wait back after office hours, okay? And you know that you have a transport issue, okay? And you're not able to, of course, go back, whatever. So now what is going to happen? See, there are three types of communication styles. One is passive, assertive, and aggressive. Passive style matlab kya? When you're not able to speak for yourself, right? This can happen because you want to please others. This can happen because you're not confident about yourself, right? So in this case, if you don't speak up, right? For example, you will be like, okay, sure, sir, I will wait back. So what is going to happen at the back of the mind? You'll be stressed, right? Boss, मैं घर कैसे जाऊंगा? So that's going to affect your performance productivity. One. इसमें क्या होगा? You're going to have a win-lose situation. Boss का काम हो जाएगा, win. But you're going to be at loss because you're going to get stranded since you don't have any transport. So this is a passive style of communication when you don't speak up. There is another side, aggressive, which is आप झगड़ने के लिए खड़े हो रहे हो. No sir, impossible. I cannot wait back because I don't have any transportation. Next day, be ready for a memo. Again, a win-lose situation. Probably you win, but or this is rather a lose-lose situation. उसका काम भी नहीं हो रहा, you're getting a memo. A lose-lose situation. So how can you make it a win-win situation? That's again habit number 4. You'll read that. Win-win situation is when you speak assertively. You're being firm yet polite. Use sandwich communication here. What will you say? I would love to stay back, or I would like to do this work. However, I have a transport issue, right? You try to give your solutions. So is it fine if I come early tomorrow and do it? Or can I take this work home and I can mail it to you? Or can you arrange a transport for me? We are finding solutions for this issue, right? But only when you will be able to speak up, right? This kind of communication will help you to also deal with clients. Clients kuch bhi pakenge yaar, you can't say yes to everything, right? So be assertive. Sure, sir, but this is the issue. So combination of being assertiveness, jot that down, assertiveness in communication. You can find a lot of videos also on YouTube, how to develop assertiveness, what is assertiveness, wo bhi aap dekh sakte ho. Assertiveness in communication. But this is the example which I gave you, which is something which you have to follow. Start using the sandwich communication, even while giving feedback to someone. Okay. अगर colleague को feedback देना है, boss, what you're doing is absolutely useless. यार, either वो demotivate होगा, या फिर he's going to have grudge against you. What is your intention? Your intention is to make him improve. यहाँ पे intention matters. Earlier case में, what was your intention? To find solutions to the problem, right? So यहाँ पे also mentally prepare him. Boss, do you have 5 minutes? Come on, let's just catch up for a coffee. What you did in your earlier project was absolutely fantastic, or probably you did grasp so many things so well. However, something like this, what you do might affect others or whatever. Then basically क्या होता है ना, जोर का झटका धीरे से लगता है, right? And then you can cover it up with solutions. Ki boss, this is how and this is what you can do. All right. So always use this. So feedback skills, assertiveness, sandwich communication, these are all styles and techniques of communication which will help you to be more professional and improve your rapport building and interpersonal skill sets. Okay. So jot these down. Okay. Assertiveness, sandwich communication, and start using all these. Okay. About rapport building and communication. Now, suppose, let me give you an example. When you have to connect with people, right, or network with people, remember, they are not your friends. So I'll give you one situation. Okay, you are in a lift. Okay, you are in a lift, going on the floor, whatever. Okay. In one of the floors, your top boss, he enters the lift. All right. Now tell me, you have few seconds with him, or probably a minute with him to connect yourself. You are new joinee also. What is it that you will connect with him? What is the conversation you will have with him? Yes, what is the conversation you will have with him? Sorry? पहले तो आप बात ही नहीं करोगे ना, Most of them they'll be like, boss hai. Arey? But you are getting an opportunity to connect with him, right? So what can you speak? Vishnu. Have a nice day is towards the end. So in between, what will you say? You don't know him, or probably you just know him distantly. Do you really connect with him, or do you really, he's just a top boss, okay? Yes, you have to introduce yourself. That is the connection. Otherwise, he'll be like, throughout the time, whatever you will talk or compliment, he'll still figure out who are you, isn't it? Right? So write down in rapport building. In rapport building, always think about 3 things. In rapport building, think about 3 things. Your intention, your relationship with him, and the situation. Okay. Now intention kya hai aapka? That he needs to know you. Okay. That he should know me. That's your intention. What is your relationship with him? He's a top boss. All right. So thoda sa you need to be a little more professional. Okay. So maybe talking about his shirt or shoes may not be a good thing at this point of time. You might take it offensive, right? Because you don't know him too well, isn't it? Right? A personal comment said. Personal comments people may take offensive, right? And situation kya hai? Situation is you have few minutes with him, right? You both are just walked into the office. You have walked into the office. So maybe he must be thinking about what he's going to do next. Or maybe he must be thinking about how bad the traffic was, right? So uske dimag mein ye sab chal raha hai. So to divert his attention towards you, first you have to introduce yourself, because that's your intention also, and that's going to grab his attention. Good morning, sir. I'm so and so from this department, recently joined. Just that's it, right? Then what is it that connects you? Speak about something which is connecting you. What is it that's connecting you? The office, right? Also, human behavior. When you want to connect with people, always speak positive, right? So, as you said, compliment, or maybe the office culture. I'm currently going, this training is going on, it's really superb, or I'm really enjoying this, or something like that, right? Or maybe if he's won some award, the company's won some award in a couple of days before, you can congratulate him for that, right? So write down, speak about those things which connect both of you. Speak about those things which connect both of you. All right. So what is it that's connecting you? The office. Agar ye nahi hai, what else can connect you? Weather. Thankfully, it stopped raining today. Right? A lovely morning today. Right? ऐसे भी आप बोल सकते हैं. This is called a small talk. Write that terminology, small talk. I want you to explore more on small talk also. इस पे भी videos है. What is small talk? This is again a professional way of connecting with people. Small talk. All right. You can do this with your interviewers also. Okay. Let's see, for example, if your interview is there in the afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Exchange pleasantries. It's a pleasure to be here today. Right? Or if you just want to go a little bit more, lovely weather today. Thankfully, it stopped raining. Or if your interview is there in the afternoon, you can always say, hope you've had your lunch, sir. All right. In small talk, never ask questions, always statements. Write that down. In small talk, statements are preferred. How are you is the most lame question ever. Hope you're doing well. All right. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So now this is a rapport building. Now, if at all networking karna hai aapko, let's take another example. Suppose you meet a client at a mall. Professional hai, friend nahi hai, but informal atmosphere mein mila hai, right? Still, you cannot go and be very friendly with him. But at the same time, ये तो office में है. You know, I should not even say just hi करके निकल गया, ऐसे नहीं. What can you speak with him? Lovely to see you here, right? What is it that's connecting both of y'all? Mall, right? उस time पे क्या? At that particular time, because work के बारे में if you talk, he is not in the mood, neither you are in the mood, right? So basically, small talk is talking about uncontroversial and informal stuff, yet in a formal way, just to connect. All right. This will also talk about your personality, right? How you're connecting. So ये सब भी देखते हैं interviews में. How are you connecting? What is your small talking about? Right? All of that. Okay. So you can. Oh, it's lovely to see you here. Okay. So I generally visit this mall, or this one of my favorite malls. So have you come for shopping or watching a movie? You know, so something like that. You can ask questions after you've spoken about yourself first. Okay. So always remember, what is it that's connecting you? Office parties mein gaye ho tum log, evening mein, and you want to connect with people. Speak again. If you speak about work, no one is interested. Maybe you see someone standing in with a glass of wine. Oh, I'm so and so. How about you? And then what is it that you can speak on? Do you always drink wine? Safest topics about your interests. What are your hobbies? Or any hot topic, IPL chal raha hai. Do you follow IPL? Oh, what an amazing match yesterday. Chalo, you got a topic to talk upon, right? Sports, you know, so that's the safest, and keep it short. This is how you can develop your network and professionalism, especially with your clients, right? तो ये भी आपको situations के द्वारा पूछ सकते हैं in interviews. They will give you a lot of situations. That's why I'm kind of telling you all these things. Okay. So jot down whatever you want to jot down about small talk and all. Okay. So yes, see, these are all types of communication which you need to apply. Rapport building, small talk, sandwich communication, assertiveness in communication, right? This will also help you to overcome your conflicts, team skills, issues, and negotiation skills, right? So ये हो गया हमारा verbal communication. Also, verbal communication में make sure you also keep in mind is your tone. What we just spoke about, right? Your tone, pace, pitch, not too loud, not too soft. Okay, because again, people will misinterpret that you are not confident enough, right? And pauses. I think I just told you that as well. Pauses at the right time. Okay, so this is about your non-verbal communication. Talking about non-verbal communication, even body language is very, very important. Let's first talk about the eye contact. Why is eye contact important? Yes, two reasons. One, it shows your confidence, eye contact. And second, you are acknowledging that person. Okay, so when you were presenting here, you are looking at everyone. That means you are acknowledging the presence of everyone sitting here, right? Write that down. You have to maintain the eye contact to show your confidence and to acknowledge the receivers. Next is facial expressions. Always be positive, right? I told you, whatever facial expressions you have, your audience is going to have the same. So you smile, you show that energy, सामने वाले का भी वही होगा, right? Okay, posture. Always remember posture, I guess I told you that day, that always sit straight, stand straight. Scientific reason ye hai that if you sit straight or stand straight, when your spine is erect, you have better blood circulation, right? And which is why it's going to keep you active, right? You slouch like this, 2 minutes you're going to feel sleepy, right? So sit straight, and even the gestures also. Hand movements. Never ever sit with your hands crossed like this. It's a defensive body language, quite negative, right? No crossing your arms, jot it down. No crossing your arms. No sitting cross-legged. And what else? Hands in the pocket. No hands in the pocket or leaning onto anything, because that shows that you don't have confidence. Okay. And one more thing. Never point out to anyone. Pointing is also disrespectful. Never point out. Always use the whole hand. Okay, this way. This way. All right. And never stand with your hands on the waist. So these are the 4 wrong and negative body postures which you have to avoid during any presentations. All right. So body language also plays a very, very important role in that. Okay. Right. So this was about the body language and of course the verbal communication. Listening also is very important. Okay. Listening is basically how you listen. And if you don't know how to listen, okay, or if you're not able to listen properly, you can always ask questions. Okay. Clarifying behavior. So ask questions to seek more information, to test your understanding. Now, even listening has barriers. Okay. We'll have one small activity to see the barriers in listening also. Okay. So I just need any 2 volunteers. One, we can have one from online and one over here. You just have to sit there. You don't have to come here. Anyone? Okay, Saurabh. And who from the online? Nikita, Priyanka, Gauri? Yes, Priyanka. Gauri, are you ready? Nikita, are you ready? Anyone? I want one volunteer for listening activity. Okay, we'll start with Saurabh. Saurabh, I'm going to give you one word. You have to listen to the word very carefully. I'm going to repeat the word after for a couple of times. You have to repeat it after me. All right. So I say a word, you repeat the word after me 3-4 times. I'm going to say that. You have to repeat after me 3-4 times. And then I'm going to ask you a question to which you have to give an answer in one word without any pauses. All right. So be very active in your listening. Yes. I'm going to say a word and you're going to repeat the word after me. I'm going to say that word 3 to 4 times and you're going to repeat the word after me, obviously for 3 to 4 times. Then I'm going to ask you one question to which you just have to answer in one word. So listen to the question properly and answer in just one word promptly. Okay, let's start. Repeat after me. The word is silk. 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 Repeat. Silk. 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 What do cows drink? This is what happens. Okay, I have one more word. I can't see any response from Gauri or Nikita. Anyone wants to try? Abdul. Similarly, the word is different. Okay. Listen to the question properly. Most. Most. What do you put in a toaster? अबे bread यार. Gauri, it's okay. We just added here. That's fine. What did you realize? When we speak, okay, this is how our brain functions. This is a major barrier in listening. All right. The brain functions this way, that we kind of relate and suddenly we start going haywire. The brain starts going thinking about relating to. So since it was silk and the, whatever, it kind of tuned into your brain, and that's why you just heard the word cows and immediately the milk, that word samne se aa gaya, right? But this is what the major barrier is. It's okay, we are humans, but to overcome this, we have to ask questions. That is why the clarification. All right. So I just gave you the kya ho sakta hai, and this is how the brain functions. That is why, if you have the slightest doubt that if you have not heard someone properly, please ask questions, clarify, so that you both are on the same page. And this is very important for the client. You can even summarize also. Sure, so as per our discussion, this is what we have discussed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? आपके लिए तो बहुत important है. Because you start working on that project, बीच में बोलेंगे, अरे ये नहीं बोला था, ये बोला था, finished. Right? So proper email say, hey boss, this is what we have discussed. Any changes, let us know. In between also, at every stage, you have to communicate. Sir, itna ho gaya hai. This is what I'm going to do ahead. Because what is going to happen? You are receiving your time and efforts. Right? So this is about listening. So listening, verbal and non-verbal communication, very important aspects of business communication, and this is how it works. मैंने कभी सोचा था कि communication ऐसा हो सकता है, इतने barriers हो सकते हैं, right? And why we are learning all these things? Because we want to get our communication correct at the very first instance. अगर miscommunication हो गया, you're not going to get a second chance, right? You don't go prepared with your communication, what to say, what to ask, what to, how to present. And if you give wrong signals, you're going to lose your clients also, right? That is why it is more important. Okay, super. So before we go on to the last topic, let me just quickly give you those homework. One homework for you is, now the topics which I had given you all earlier, right? Those outliers and all those, okay? The ones you have spoken on today, don't speak on that. I want you to send me a video on any other topic, but overcoming the flaws which I told you during today's presentation, all right? Anytime, say before the next class, of course, right? So maybe till Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, please send me this video. Gajanan and Aarti, 2 videos. Okay. The rest of them, you can even practice it. Doesn't matter. See, up practice 10 karo, mujhe ek bhejo. Okay. That's what I want you to do. Keep your cameras here and you can just send it to me. Basically, just 2 minutes ka to karna hai aapko. Right. So whatever feedback I've given you all, work on that, and I want to see the improvement in the next video. All right, so till Tuesday you can send me this. This is one. The next is check your pre-test. I think there are 4 pages in pre-test, right? Complete the pre-test and give it to me on Wednesday. Pre-test hai grammar hai, basically it's all grammar. 4 pages of grammar hai. Yes, please print out karne ke baad. Right? 4 pages of pre-test. Please write that down. See guys, I'm going to take your books on Wednesday, so make sure it's complete. That's what I'm telling you all. This. All right. ये हो गया. हाँ. So pre-test, I want it complete. Videos आपको भेजना है. Okay. Now there are some 8 questions, right? 8 interview questions है ना? 8, 9 interview questions है. But I'm just opening the workbook. I'm just opening the workbook. Okay. This one. Introduce yourself, strengths and weaknesses. All right. Okay. So these 8. Now leave the first question. Please introduce. वो तो आपने यहाँ पे दिया है. Leave the first question. I want you to complete these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Okay. Now remember strengths. What are your strengths? It should be related to the profile you're getting into. All right. And weakness and what you're doing to overcome the weakness. Okay. What motivates to perform better? ये थोड़े से आप ना गूगल पे भी देख सकते हो. But I want you to write these answers. Remember articulation. We are practicing articulation. Right. So I want you to write these answers. Okay. Google पे देखो, form your own answers, grammatically correct करो, right? And then you can give it to me, right? So that is also your homework. So basically the 4 pages of pre-test, I'm sure एक करेगा और फटाफट सब copy करेंगे, हाँ हाँ, और एक wrong करेगा और सब wrong copy करेंगे. Don't do that, all right? Online students, you can give me a screenshot and share it on the group or individually, whatever. Okay, so one video to share, pre-test 4 grammar pages and this 8 interview questions. Okay, and elevator pitch जिसने नहीं दिया है, please give me a screenshot and put it on the group. And another thing was invest in the 7 habits book. Okay, वो आपको करना है. Okay, and you can start reading that. Okay, one more thing I want you to complete is this. Just a minute, I'm just sharing the screen with these guys also. Okay. Nikita and Gauri, these are the questions which I'm talking about. Soft skills questions. Leave the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. All right. Write down these questions, the answers, very important. Okay. And this also I want you to complete. ये अपना weekly goal बना लो. यहाँ पे you have, write it in pencil. So every week what you want to do, you can make your own schedule. The homework which I'm giving you all, that's one. Plan it accordingly. Also don't forget your technical stuff. Huh? So at least give 4 hours. अगर 2 घंटे soft skills को दे रहे हो, 4 घंटा you have to give it to technical stuff, or technical this thing. Okay. I want you to fill in this also what we did on day 1. ये यहाँ पे fill करो. See, that means the book will be with you. All right. And you have not written here and there. Your strengths and weaknesses, what we've written on day 1, fill it up over here also. So Saurabh, if you get it written. This, okay, this is just again for your information. Also, this time Stephen but you can more about it also. This is a very, very powerful matrix by to understand this for time chart, right? So basically As I was saying, so the first quadrant is important and urgent. These includes all those activities which are important for you, and those are time bound also. Okay, that means coming to the class, or the things which you do time to time, maybe even your meals. Okay, ye sare jo hote hain, those are all your important and urgent tasks, right? So I want you to jot down those tasks. Aapka din mein jo tasks hai, you can just jot down which are those tasks which are time bound. Aapko wahi kaam us time pe karne hain, all right? And those are important. Okay. Now over here, of course, you'll have to work on soft skills every day. You'll have to work on technical stuff every day, right? As per your schedule. Then the next is urgent but not important. These are those tasks which are like obstacles. Like urgently you have to attend to them, but they're not important. Okay. That means, for example, probably you're leaving the house to come here and you suddenly see a water leakage in your bathroom. Now you can't leave that also. Ya fir tire puncture mila aapko, right? Now this is something which is not planned. Beech mein aa gaya, right? Now there are some ways to deal with these types of tasks. Either you can avoid that if possible. आप avoid कर सकते हो. If you find your tire puncture, avoid करके रिक्शा से जा सकते हो, right? But you can't avoid the water leakage. Then maybe you can delegate. किसी और को बोल सकते हो, can you just fix this? Okay, you can either delegate the tasks or you can probably delay. Okay, यहाँ पे फिर थोड़ा delay हो सकता है, emergency, but then informing is important. Okay, that's important. And one more thing is what you can do is now suppose again, for example, in between, okay, for example, you're in the middle of some important email and your boss calls. You can politely tell him, can I just be with you in the next 5 minutes? I'm just completing a mail, right? So you can delay or you can delegate if someone else can go on your behalf, right? So there are ways to deal with these tasks, right? This will help you to prioritize, and of course you cannot do everything on your own, right? So I want you to think about those tasks which might be like this, urgent but not important. At least write 2 to 3, right? Then the next one is not urgent but important. Now these are those tasks which you can give some time. They are not time bound. Important hai, maybe reading hai, fitness hai, right? You can do it anytime, right? Abhi subah ne kiya, sham ko kiya, okay? But delegating little time to them, those are important tasks. Abhi submissions hai, chalo, I will delegate thoda 2 hours every day. But if these tasks are not given those little amount of time every day, they can pile up, and that will go in quadrant number 1. Abhi kal submission hai, fir sab kuch chhod ke then you have to do that. Right? So this is how the tasks shift also. And the last one, of course, is not urgent, not important. Social media, watching TV. वो 2 minute का WhatsApp chat 20 minute में कब convert हो जाता है, you don't know, right? Binge watching, right? So that's what you need to focus upon. So I want you to fill this up also so that you can practice this. या आपको any which ways habit number 3 में पता चलेगा, right? Okay, so yes, and again, why I'm saying this again, there is again a reason why we are introducing all these things. That generally in interviews also they ask, how can you say that you are good in time management, or how can you say that you're goal oriented? You can always say कि maintain a time chart like this, right? वही तो है ना कि personally when you say कि yes boss, I'm been doing this, it gives more impact, right? Okay, so yes, I want you to complete this time management matrix, SWOT analysis. Basically try to complete these books so that I can take the books on Wednesday and I can complete I can check those, right? 8 question answers and your that video you have to send me, all right? And those pre-test grammar. So I guess you have your weekend plus you have Monday, Tuesday. Even if you take out 1 hour, 2 hours also, you will be able to finish that, right? And hand it over to me on Wednesday. Got it? All right. So let's just quickly, I'll just tell you about the last topic for today, and then we will stop. Technical only. I want you to just work on what we have, this thing I gave you all, no? The feedback which I gave you all, no? Who's the Harry Potter fan here? I am not a fan, but मेरे घर में एक है who's a fan. Everywhere there is. Sorry? No, dear. Some other classroom. Okay. This is, I want you to actually just kind of, introduction to storytelling. Okay, this we'll be doing next week, but just to give you a hands on this. Okay. Now, we spoke about articulation. Okay, we spoke about the flow of this technical topic. Now, this particular topic is important because this will help you to articulate or form the flow of non-tech topics. Okay, so this in fact we'll be practicing next week, but I just want you to get it introduced. I wanted to actually finish it, but we are short of time. That's okay, we'll do it next time. Okay, so art of storytelling, what we just, Obama, the way he was saying, right? So this will help you to, of course, I'll give you a brief right now so that next time when we come, we'll start with this activity. I want you to do it in groups. Okay, so that is something which we'll be doing the next Wednesday. So basically, art of storytelling is described as the art of storytelling. It requires creativity, vision, skills, and practice. The 4 P's of storytelling are basically your people, place, plot, and purpose. Okay, so this is how your story should be. Okay, so basically, who are involved, the characters. Now, this will help you with situation telling. Now, in HR rounds, you are asked a lot of situations. Okay, I'll give you an example. Tell me a time where you used your smartness. Tell me a time where you made mistake. Right? Tell me a time when you failed. So how can you build a story? Right? So when you have to explain situations like this, right, you should be knowing the art of storytelling. All right? So I just want you to understand this, the characters, the plot. Now suppose let's take one example of, tell me a time when you had to work under pressure. Okay, this is a situation you want to. Now you just have to first talk about the plot, the characters. Okay, who are the characters involved? You have to just think about it first, right? Jot down the characters. What was the plot? So what was the entire situation about? Where was it happening? The setting, right? And what was the problem? Of course, the deadlines were advanced, and that's why we couldn't complete it on time. And what was the outcome? So ये आपको पहले लिखना है, okay? Then you have to put it in the flow of IBC, right? So this will again help you to articulate. Then nothing will be missed out, right? Okay, so this is what we're going to practice the next time. All right, we'll practice, and then of course I'll be giving you a couple of more, because the questions, not these 8 questions, but the questions which are later. All right, that is something which is going to situation based questions hone wale hain, right? So there we can use this storytelling practice, right? So next week we'll start with this, and then we are going to see a bit about the email. That means again a written communication, right? So I'll be giving you exercises there also. Class mein hi karenge how you can draft and how you have to use those professional tone and language there. Got it? So that will be about the next time. So all right, so yes, that was all about today's session. Again, before winding up, a quick takeaway from today's session. What were your learnings? Come on, what were your learnings for today? Never be negative in your communication. What else? Yes, some words which we should never say. Come on, Nikita, Gauri, what were your learnings from today's session? Types of communication, all right? Rapport building ke liye, what are those points? Okay, small talk, sandwich communication. Okay, just for curiosity, you can also check some YouTube videos. All right. Okay, so what's going to be your homework, everyone? Please reiterate first. Yes, you have to send me the video on the group, all right, or individual, all right. But first, you watch your own video first today. वो same mistakes repeat नहीं करने हैं. Then you practice few videos for yourself. फिर practice होने के बाद by Monday, Tuesday you can send me the video. All right, तो video हो गया. उसके पहले आज क्या करना है? Get the book. रास्ते पे. Okay. हाँ. Negotiate करो. Because 10 copies लेने वाले हो, so better negotiate. All right. हाँ. So buy the book. Send me videos. Next. Pre-test. Soft skills complete karo. Time management matrix complete karo. And those 8 questions. Okay, 8 questions. Google pe dekho, form your own questions, whatever. I will check them. Don't worry. Galat to galat hai, doesn't matter. I will check them. But please, Wednesday I'm going to take your books. So please cooperate. All right. या फिर मेरा सब plan उल्टा पुल्टा हो जाएगा. All right. So I'm giving you 4 days, and yes, please practice your tech stuff also. Huh? That's equally important. Read about your stuff. All right, super. So just give me one of the pages. Give me your attendance now. Why didn't this guy get attendance? Okay, hold on. I'll only take. GA 35. What's that rate? 323. Okay, Mahesh. We have Rupali. Sanga nama patapat. Akanksha, Gajanan, Akanksha, Pratiksha, both Pratiksha, Sanas and Goel. Aarti, Abdul, Saurabh, Gayatri, Uma, Neeraj, Gauri, Nikita. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. Ah, Goel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Only these 14 students I'm going to send for the final interviews. Please tell everyone else. Okay. Provided you attend the next 6 sessions also. हाँ, ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ 2 sessions किए. हाँ, मैम ने बोला है I'm going to send. No way. I have to see your progress also. All right. And please tell the others also, if they are interested, they can come. Then they cannot complain. Chalo, thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. Happy Holi to all of you all. And I will see you on Wednesday, 9 o'clock sharp. 10 minutes grace. Otherwise, sing the song. And please complete your books. Chalo, Nikita, Pratiksha, Gauri, thank you very much. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you.
And please complete your homework. Take screenshots and send it to me on the WhatsApp. All right?
Yes, ma'am.